Hello, Pete. How are we doing? Yeah, not too bad. Just
like a broken wheel, lost in the chaos, no grip, no feel. Pete shouting orders, Sam still checked out. It's a miracle, anything gets it out. Backfire, it's all this. Broadcast to circus, can't second guess. Welding got stumbles in the haze. Nobody knows who's steering this craze.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to BSTV. Nothing happened in the background. I don't care what you're saying. Welcome to Brands Hatch. This is the Grand Prix circuit. It's the favoured of the options, really. This is the TCR Challenge Cup Season 21, Week 3 at Brands Hatch GP. I'm Pete Bingham, and I'm joined in the booth today by Jay Corley, the very, very famous Jay Corley. Good evening, Jay.
Good evening, Pete. I hope you're good. I hope you're well, and I hope you are keeping yourself very hydrated and have at least several fans by your side right now.
Actually, up here, it's gone. The mercury has dropped to like 14 to 18 degrees, so it's back to normality for me. We peaked at 31. I already know the answer because I asked you a minute ago. But what did you end up with this week?
It's been about 33, 34, and whenever I've been going live or anything like that myself, it's been about 37, 38. So I've lost a lot of water weight this week.
I bet.
I feel lean. I feel like a machine, Pete. A machine.
I've not felt lean for 24 years. But yeah, it's you can keep that shit because that's too hot for me. It's also too hot for Sam Boozin, who's sitting tonight out because it is roughly 1 million degrees in northern France, where Sam is right now. Wobbly's doing the same, so he's not racing this evening. It's just too much to melt his PC in 37 degrees in the Netherlands. So yeah, it's a tasty old world that we've got at the moment. Chris Shaw says wimps, absolutely, especially for Wobbly. So yeah. It should be exciting. Hey up, everyone, says Sir Alan. Good evening, Sir Alan.
The legend.
The legend. The man. The myth. The legend. Alan Toon. So we've got 31, 32, 33, 34 drivers on this balmy, I'm going to call it, summer evening, Jay. This is going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, and what a fantastic track to be finding ourselves at this week. It's a brilliant track to hot lap. The racing, if you've watched any sort of touring car race, whether it's the British Touring Car Championship, World TCR, TCR UK around here, you already know what you're in for around here, and it's going to be plenty of action.
Yeah. We got a few drivers just joined, so Callum's one of them. He's a bit out of position there. He's got some work to do to get him up. Marius, is Marius in the right colour? Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Is a pro, but extremely new to TCR.
Right. Well, we may review that as we go through and see if he wants to be in Pro-Am instead. Chris Needham having a good practice session there, topping the Pro-Am charts at the moment. Deck Crowther topping the Am. We've got a few drivers returning to us that didn't race last week. Let's talk about what happened last week, though. So in the feature race, folks, we had a technical glitch. SDK relaunched on Sam and triggered a prompt command to iRacing, and it launched the session immediately. What have we done with that then? So let me explain. We have recorded the points from the first of last week's races, the sprint race, because there was nothing wrong there. We have red flagged the second of the races, the feature race from last week, and we have scored it as it would be normally. A sprint race scored as a sprint race. There was lots of discussion. It went to a democratic vote, and I found a way. Myself and Sam worked out a way that we could apply the points in the way that the community voted. So we will now have a look at how those standings stack up. It doesn't affect the drop scores for anybody outside of that race week. So. Or inside that race week. Everybody still has to, and that race week is not going to be counted in the 2 drop weeks. So all to race for everybody, really. So let's have a look at the standings. Pro standings, here we go. Greg Daffron, the least Frenchman ever, leads the way there on 362 points. You'll see that both columns are the same because we haven't reached the point where drop weeks will kick in. You'll see the little P next to everybody, really. That raced last week, and that's because I've applied the points from last week as negative penalties, or rather positive score. That means that Wobbly is in second by 30 points exactly, and Michael Hall brings up the third spot in Pro. not that far behind, really. 33 points behind Wobbly. Morgan Butler there, 30 points behind Michael. And Andy Shield is on 224. So we've got a bit of daylight forming between some of these drivers, Jay, in the top 5, but it's not massive yet, is it? There's a lot to go on.
Absolutely, you're absolutely correct there. We're very, very early in the season, and all it takes sometimes is just one bad race, and that could affect your whole night's worth of points. So we're still waiting for that to happen, and with the track how it is today and how competitive certain people are going to be, not wanting Greg to get too far in front, we could see some tears spill out onto the course. I
Yeah.
look forward to it.
Yeah. There is a chance of rain against the session, but I don't think it's materialised into any actual tears from the sky. Let's have a look at Pro-Am, which is a bit tighter at the moment, I think. Yeah, so PVG on 251 points, just 5 points ahead of Chris Shaw. And then Roger Morton in third there, well, 22 points behind Chris. Jamie Wilson on 222, so 2 points behind Roger. And then rounding out the top 5 is Jaden, one of your drivers, for the JC, the J. Corley Academy. You know, you must be very proud of what these guys are achieving at the moment. They're doing very, very well, aren't they?
Yeah, they had their own personal challenges for this season where they want to be, and I'm glad to see one of them already up there in the top 5. So let's see if Jaden can keep up with that momentum. Meanwhile, at the top, like you said, a lot closer than it is at Pro. And every single season, I find the Pro-Am standings the best championship in BSTV. And once again, it's going to shape up to potentially be a last race of the season finale.
Yeah. And we hope for that every season, don't we? That's what keeps us, glued to our seats right to the end. And everybody on the chat. Sam is on the chat there. He's got one of those little crown things as well. Still too hot to boot the computer, but I'll watch this on the telly. Okay, so Sam's watching from France. Bonjour. Right, AM class. Deck Crowther up at the top there, 203 points. I don't know what those are. No, well, Jay will explain it again in a minute because I'm too stupid to figure it out. Deck Crowther at the top there for Blade Designs SRL on 203 points. That's quite a healthy score for AM so early into the championship. Chris Dixon behind him by, 49 points. Arnaud Chenonnier just 2 points behind Chris Dixon, so he's got no wriggle room at all. And Paul Hurley in fourth there, 5 points behind third place. Darrell Wright, 2 points behind fourth. There's nothing in this one at all. This one's tighter than both of the others, Jay.
Yeah, it's so when we first looked at the table, I thought, oh, hang on a moment, Derek's taken a leaf out of his teammates' book from last season and tried his best to try and push on ahead, which he's done fantastic so far. Also a very safe driver, which can sometimes just being safe automatically get you a couple of extra points positions. But yet behind him it's like a Black Friday sale, and outside Tesco you've just seen a new 32-inch TV which you had no intention of buying, but you're going to anyway, and suddenly the doors open and they're all stuck through the door at the moment.
Yeah, totally. And Dale Bennison and David Ayres, they're going to get stuck in the door because they're on exactly the same points in exactly the same team, safeguard by result. They're getting bossed at the minute by Chris Dixon in that particular stable. Let's have a look at the team standings while we're talking about that. RD Simsport, not exactly romping ahead, Jay. 9 points clear, that's it. And your previous team, Result X Pure, Result X Pure seems hot on their heels. BSTV Pink have got a 50-point gap-ish to the top, which for people like Stephen and Tony Walker and Wobbly, that's not a lot to overcome, is it? That they can sort that out in no time. And then Result Clothing in fourth. They're putting pressure on BSTV Pink quite heavily. And then Knight Rider Motorsports there, which is just Andy Shield and Jake Blackwell. I say just. Between those two drivers, there's about 11,000 I rating. This one's going to be a good one because we had a 2-horse race last season, I think we may end up with a 3 maybe this season. It does split, doesn't it, as we get nearer the end?
It does a little bit, yeah, absolutely, and you can definitely see the advantages to X Pure Sims having that third driver, something that they didn't have last season. And in my opinion, definitely prevented them from winning the team championship. Now with the third driver in Kyle Hardy, Kyle's picking up the points that the other two don't get, and already it's put them right up there in contention with people who we know are quick, like drivers in BSTV Sports, RD Simsport, always quick. So to have them not as a top three and then another result clothing team behind, it's going to get really close. Expect to see some strategic battles as the rounds go by.
Yeah, yeah. Driver of the meeting is the next one. Not had many of these, and we've got 5 for joint first place at the moment. Jamie Jeffrey, Tony, or T, as he's known, Andy Shield, Renee from Cutting Corny TCR team, and Morgan from WSR Esports. So all sharing the top spot right now. And then the most coveted prize in the whole of iRacing. This is the Alan Toons Safe Driver Award. And look at that, he's only done one race, but he's already the safest driver, and he won it. So Logan McKenzie, top of the pile there, 1 incident point on 132 turns. There's a long way to go in this particular championship. I think the most realistic number in there is Deck Crowther, as you rightly pointed out. He is the safest driver who's done the most, well, done all the laps available to the drivers so far. So that one's still in its infancy. So let's go back to live running. As these guys start approaching the end of practice and the start of qualifying. We are only a minute away, really. Don't forget, these are heat races, folks. So as soon as that clock ticks over 1 minute 15, everybody gets booted out of the session they're in. You don't get time to finish your laps. You just get chinned out completely. We are gonna look at a 15-minute qualifying session after this. Plus, then we're gonna look at a 20-minute sprint race on 30% fuel. So no provision required for a pit stop unless you have damage. If you do get damage, you have 1 fast repair in both races, 1 fast repair in each. Then you have 15 incident points in each before you incur a penalty, and the penalty is a drive-through. And every 15 incident points, you'll get another drive-through. Jay will tell us in a moment, once the session ticks over, how easy it is to pick up incident points or not. Then we will have a 5-minute interlude, and we'll see how many people want to hear the music again, like they did last week. Hopefully we'll have no gremlins this time, as we launch into a 40-minute feature race, where a pit stop is pretty much guaranteed from everybody, because they're on 30% fuel again. And that's the one that scores twice the amount of points as the first of the races this evening. So, Jay, incident points before we think about putting anybody on a cameraed lap for you to talk over. Is this track heavy on the incident points, or is this one pretty good to the drivers?
This is the former. It's so easy to accidentally go wide on a corner here and pick up said instant points. You'll notice with Brands Hatch, as we're watching some of the drivers go around now, it's some of the curbs, they give you a lot of room to maneuver around and use the whole circuit. Other times, especially like the exit of turn 8, turn 5, you're literally given an A4 sheet of paper sized curb to try and navigate around, and these are not slow corners either. A lot of these have a good amount of camber on there as well. You're going to be finding a lot of people picking up a lot of instant points tonight, and that safe driver award is, in my opinion, is going to look very different next week. Right.
Okay. Well, that's from the godly knowledge of Jay Corley, folks. I don't mean that as a joke either. What Jay knows, I will never know. So we are looking here towards qualifying. Everybody piles out of the pits. Has Europe put a paint on? Yes, Europe's put a paint on. Yay!
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's all, yeah. Oh, it's like Christmas Day. Right. So everybody, a full track. We've got, how many have we got now? I don't even know anymore. 34.
34.
34. Nice. Cheers. 34 drivers on the track, so this one's going to be a busy one, even for this version of Brands Hatch, which is quite a long lap, really. Let's see what everybody can do. Some drivers not out of the pits just yet. Ronan Keane for Work Guard, Chris Dixon for Safeguard, Paul Hurley for Just an Average Sim Racer, and Ethan Turner for Blade Designs, Just an Average Sim Racer as well. I need to pile those two into the same team on the SDK standings, and that'll make a lot more sense to everybody, really. But yeah, this is. I'm looking forward to this, Jay. I always like it when it comes here. I like TCRs on British tracks anyway. It just feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it's Thruxton, Snetterton, Silverstone, there's just something about a TCR on a British track. It just sounds right. And then when you actually get on the track, you realise it just drives right as well.
Yeah, yeah. And at the moment, we've got, you can't see it, folks, but we've got Greg Dafflon putting in purple sector times all the way around. 5 out of the 6 sectors that we've got here at the moment. We're going to stick with him as he goes around here, because we're going to join him once he gets further round this circuit towards the end, and then we're going to pop into his cockpit, and Jay is going to hopefully talk us around a lap. Jay does fantastic videos to help drivers learn tracks in all the different TCRs. He also puts out a how to stay alive, a little description in our community boards in Discord, and lots of people find them very, very useful. I do when it leads into these races. Actually, it's an education for me, and I've driven this track so many times, badly, of course, but yeah, I've driven it too many times to count. I've crashed on lots of the turns. This one being one, well, the previous one. This one's not so bad for me, but Jay, it's over to you as Greg comes around the final corners.
Sure thing. Thank you very much, Pete. And Brands Hatch GP, if you've driven it, you'll know it's all about corner exit control, momentum, and front end grip management. But turn 1, just past the 100 board, you want to keep left and brake, letting go of the brake slowly as you turn into the blind corner via a late apex. Patience on the throttle and exit to ensure you don't overdo the ride and get into the kitty litter. But once you go down the hill, back up again and hug the entrance for druids. You don't have to use all the track on the exit, but Greg obviously really, really wants to. Down the hill and back onto the entrance for the Graham Hill bend. You can use a lot of the webbing on the exit of that corner. You're going to find with a few of these corners as we go up to turn number 4 that the curbs aren't always that kind on here, especially ones like that which run out quite quickly. But after a long straight where the overtakes could happen, a dangerous quick turn 5 comes up to navigate around. Once you brake around a 50 board and feather your throttle and brake around, there's not a lot of curb left on that left-hand side. Expect a lot of people to pick up plenty of instance just there. A similar braking point for here for Westfield Bend. Cut the inside curb a little bit and try and keep to the left-hand side. Point of keep to the left-hand side is for this next blind apex corner. You can open up a little bit more and keep it nice and safe. Easy to run out on the grass, but get yourself over to the right and use the camber to just throw yourself around like a roller coaster. Last corner coming now, lap 9, you're going to see a lot of dives into this corner, but apply the brakes nice and early, be gentle on the throttle, and with the elevation of the corner, regulate the throttle, and then just absolutely bounce it through into a nice quick lap. And congratulations, Brands Hatch, you've completed it, mate.
Yeah, great tour around that track, Jay. Thank you very much. Somebody out in that litter that you were talking about. I've got the tough job this evening. Look at all the gravel around the edge of that. What?
I was literally just about to say, oh my god.
That's ridiculous.
Like Felix the cat's been around there.
Yeah. Oh my word, that's going to be horrible. Absolutely horrid to navigate offline. So yeah, it's I've got the horrible job of being on cameras for this one because the cameras are really good here. But the action, usually, I can never keep up. This is one of those tracks where it's just too much. It's just a bit crackers, to be honest. Are there any headlines for any of the drivers? We've got no new drivers to the league. What we do have is some that have come back to this race week, Callum being one of them. Who else didn't race last week? I can't even remember anymore. Most of the league raced last week. Harry Fox, Whiskins Racing. That is a lovely paint scheme.
It's a great livery,
It's
isn't
cracking, that. That's just sensational. He can come back every week. Look at it. It's just... someone spent real time thinking through that. Absorbing the colour scheme and figuring out what they can do with it. The orange offsets so well, so the sponsors are... So they are proper standout. But your provisional poleman is Greg Daffron at the moment. Andy Shield is currently, provisionally, on the front row with him. Chris Needham, does he live at this track? He's currently third, Jay. I know he's fast. He's a previous champion in GT4 of this series when we used to have both series share the track together. Hence his number board being with yellow numbers. He's sorted this out good and proper here. That's great timing, that, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. With this track as well, you got to think, similar to what Watkins has done in the past, Thruxton as well, there are some really good slipstreaming spots on this course as well. We're talking from the last corner to turn 1, the long straight between 4 and 5, and even the short sprint between 8 and 9. If you end up slipstreaming someone and they just let you go before you get to the corner, you've pretty much gained an extra 10th, 2 tenths sometimes on these. It's like the Audi that we're on now of Jamie Wilson's going to be having an absolutely fantastic time during some parts of this course. As it's an Audi, obviously anything with a corner on it, maybe not so much.
Yeah, too right, yeah.
In before any Audi driver tries to go for me after the show in the car park.
Don't worry, we'll defend you. We'll defend you. Yeah, so is there a car with an advantage here, do you think? From doing your track introductions and things like that, which car feels like it might have some sort of edge, or is it completely wild?
As we know, the BOP for touring cars is pretty close. There are some tracks where some have a bit more of an advantage than the others. That being said, though, I have enjoyed driving the Honda and the Veloster around here at the moment. Other people may take those cars or take different ones and get different results, but they're the 2 cars that I feel really comfortable around here.
Right, okay. The team boss of JC Academy, whoever that is, probably needs to have a little word with Marius because he's well out of position at the minute. Who else is struggling? Logan has only just joined the track, really, so he's just popping in times now. We're halfway through this qualifying session, folks, so if they're not, looking like they're going to turn out a decent lap now, then they're probably not going to manage to forge one together. Ronan Keane is doing all right. He's about to cross the line and move up. Yes, he has. He's leapt up to 28th, which is really good. Seeing as he wasn't here last week, I don't think, if my memory serves me correctly. So he's got some catching up to do in the old how to drive this car stakes. Look at the gravel though on the outside of Druids, Jay. That's going to be horrid, isn't it?
It honestly looks like the hairpin has decided to use a bottle of Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, it's just poured it all over the outside of the track. I don't even think that's someone that's gone through the gravel. That's just it. That's just the corner. Who else are we looking for here? I would expect Jamie Jeffrey to do well here. It's a British track. He's a real life racer. He knows what he's about. He should do all right here. He's already in 7th. That's a great standing. He's 3rd in class at the minute. Jamie Wilson. Again, should be doing pretty good as he drives through all that kitty litter and chucks it all over the rest of the track. There's a few here that might get... I think I found out last week it's not home track for a lot of these races. Oh no, this isn't it? I was talking about Snetterton 2 weeks ago. I think this track is potentially a home track for quite a few drivers, Jay.
Yeah, I remember that as well. I couldn't tell you exactly which ones, but let's just say if they're British, this is their home track. Let's just play it safe.
Yeah, let's just say it is.
The worst we could be is wrong.
He's not dead, Jay. Spencer McCarthy is not dead. He's on the chat and he says hello to both of us. He's building motivation to come back. Well, get motivated, son. the Geo aren't represented this season, but your fellow racing colleagues have joined other racing teams, and it's always good to see you on our tracks. One of the things that I really like more than anything else is watching Spencer carve his way through the field. I've said it so many times with Alan. It's a pleasure to behold. He just manages to get through a field so easily, and like he's almost not even trying. As Michael Hall romps up to 4th place as part of your previous team, Jay. That's a good lap. Good lap.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, welcome, Spencer. It's good to see you again, and hopefully, like Pete said, you do get that little bit of motivation to come back, because it'd be great to see you here. With, like Pete said, and racing you before as well. Like, be nothing but a positive addition to the league. And
Yeah, too right.
Get in here now.
Yeah, he's building. I think we'll see it on Grand Designs one day. I think he's building a small mansion somewhere. Obviously with a room that is just designed as a rig. You know, because it's Spencer, right? You probably walk into it and the seat is right there, and it's plush, and even the car seat has got like drinks cabinet and things like that. It's like a limo. It's like a sim racing limo, I reckon, Jay. I reckon it's something really out of this world like that. In fact, that's a good topic of conversation for if it's not going to happen, but if the feature race goes a bit bland at times, we'll talk about what would be in the world's most ultimate Spencer McCarthy sim racing man cave. I think that's going to be a good one, don't you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Right, let's look at where we are. We're 2 minutes, from the end of this session. Greg seems to have this in a stranglehold, Jay. Do you see anybody? I mean, he's got 3/10 on Jamie Jeffrey. We did say he might have a bit of an advantage here, because it might be a home track for him, and it definitely is. I mean, that's splendid. I mean, but yeah, do you reckon anybody's got an answer for Greg?
It's definitely looking unlikely at the moment, isn't it? I think what a lot of people are going to be probably planning is just having a spectacular second race if they can, because Greg's on absolute fire, and Jamie Jeffrey had with a great lap to get up into that second place. Then immediately, Mr. Defron putting a little bit extra daylight between both as we go into the last minute and a half of qualifying. With it being a minute and a half lap, if you haven't already gone past the line, then I wouldn't bother doing the rest of your lap unless you're trying to get a little bit of extra practice in. But there's 5 pros already at the top, and like you already mentioned, Chris Needham with a fantastic lap, but does have it was such a little amount of time between them. Himself and Jamie Wilson going to be fighting for that Pro-Am P1 spot. We go further down, Derek Crowther just absolutely dominating the class at the moment for the AMs.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Crowther miles and miles ahead. I can't focus on him. Obviously, he's in the pits. But yeah, he's a good distance ahead of Paul Hurley, who's the next best AM class driver. As Jamie practices his pitting, they're going to want to do that, Jay, aren't they? Because you don't get much time to drop your speed. You're on a really fast turn. If it's a crowded bit of track when you're turning into that, it's going to be very difficult, isn't it, to do that cleanly, get your speed down, as everybody's trying it. Everybody's got this practice pit stop in.
Yeah, you just almost sort of fighting with the elevation of the corner, or trying to keep it as tight as possible. And it's a better pit entry than Watkins Glen that we had last week. At least there's that.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we've tripped over into the race itself. I will extend gridding shortly once somebody joins the track. No David Ayres. He's clearly too hot in whichever bit of East Anglia he's in.
He's in 26th.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh,
David's
no.
Just for you. Just for you.
You know when you hope that nobody's going to be flashing their lights, but it's not going to necessarily happen.
All hope it is gone.
Yeah, brutal. Oh, and there it is in the distance there. You can't even miss it, can you? Right, okay. Names only, folks, as we go through the starting grid for the sprint race. Greg Daffron will lead us away in pole position. Jamie Jeffrey will be next to him in second. That'll be a hard-fought first turn, I'm sure. Morgan Butler will go off third. Andy Shield off fourth. Fifth will be Michael Hall. Then we've got Chris Needham in sixth. Jamie Wilson in seventh. Eighth will be Renee Earhart. Tony Walker will go off ninth. 10th will be Harry Fox. 11th will be Callum Brandt. Jaden Scotton will go off 12th. 13th will be PVG, Pete Van Gool. Carl Hardy will go off 14th. Daniel Lewis off 15th. Demis Titular off 16th. Chris Shaw off 17th. 18th will be Deck Crowther. 19th will be Ronald De Jong. 20th will be Marius Hibmer. Rob Sutherland off 21st. 22nd will be Dietmar Hoos. Roger Morton will go off 23rd. 24th will be Paul Hurley. 25th will be Jura Larkinen. 26th will be Flashy David Ayres. Darrell Wright will go off 27th. Chris Dixon off 28th. Chesney Vandenbroeke will go off 29th. 30th will be Andrew Littler. Ronan Keane will go off 31st. Fiona Siddons off 32nd. All three work guard cars together. Marcus Kesting will go off 33rd. Ethan Turner off 34th. And Logan will do a last to first challenge yet again in this race. He does enjoy doing that, doesn't he, Jay? He did that last week. Start flashing your lights.
In the officials.
Yeah, right, really. Okay. We'll have a good look at this. That is a wonderful sight, isn't it, Jay? Look at all those cars.
Like I said, TCRs and British tracks, sometimes it's just meant to be.
The only thing that's good about the flashing of the lights at the minute, Jay, is that they're all synchronised.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Isn't that
Just
weird?
need some Eurobeat in the background, or as we're in the UK,
Yeah, and I
One
was going to
Direction.
say there was maturity towards the front, but then Renee started, and here we go, folks. Lights are coming on. And we are go at Brands Hatch. That looked good from everybody, Jay.
Yeah, a few little swipes of position just there, and people going left and right. But the first biggest challenge for people to keep it safe, the corner does have a tendency to throw you out wide, and it looks like so far so good. Everyone is behaving themselves. We go into turn number 2.
Oh!
Into Druids, and a little bit of side action just there. I think that's Chris Needham
It
just
was,
there, and going
yeah.
out onto the wide line with all that shrapnel there. It is going to cause you to understeer a little bit more, but you know what, Pete? So far, so good.
Yeah, absolutely. If that's the worst of it, then we're doing all right. Logan McKenzie up a bag full of positions already. Callum Brandt under pressure, or putting the pressure on? Putting the pressure on, actually. Making his way up through past one of your cars. Jaden Scotton, nearly. Side by side here. Jaden on the inside.
Big test of strength here, and
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's
Ooh, and a little
nice.
bit of a shuffle just there from Carl Hardy, but he keeps it going in a battle now with PVG.
Yeah. So Morgan Butler got second place away from Jamie Jeffrey at the start. That was done almost straight off the line. Jamie Jeffrey will probably be annoyed that he didn't launch quite as effectively as he wanted to. This is where the crowded house is, in and around Harry Fox, with Chris Shaw monstering past him in that Audi. That's exactly as you said it would be. Those straights are good for the Audi here, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, and I'm absolutely amazed and proud of this grid, and this has been a regular thing to happen for the whole of this season. Just the cleanliness has been absolutely superb.
Here comes Logan on another overtake. That's Chris Dixon. It's good control from Chris. That could have been curtains, and he's done well there. He's held that together well.
Yeah, a little bit of a shake from Logan's car. He might have just accidentally tapped a little bit of that inside curb. Does tend to send you a little bit unsteady, especially with the elevation change. But fantastic driving from Chris as well. And yeah, everyone survives, and we all carry on having fun.
Yeah.
All the fun.
The timing tower is hilarious at the minute because everything is yellow and orange apart from in two places. One of them being the gap to the leader. Greg has checked out by 1 second up to this point, but then the battle for second place is 19 cars deep. That's just stupid.
Amazing.
Right. Oh dear, that is so funny.
Brands Hatch is a circuit where it's very easy to keep together for a battle, but similar to Watkins Glen, all it takes is one mistake, and
Yes.
you can already see with that time and tower where the mistakes have happened. There's been
Yeah.
something around Marius Hibner, Paul Hurley. Harry Fox was a second behind Chris Needham, but
Not
with the
anymore.
cars piled, yep, with the cars piled together as they are, very easy to catch back up to the pack as long as you sort of work together and time your overtakes with precision.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson under a bit of pressure here from Andy Shield. Andy Shield lost 2 positions towards the start of this race. Now he's trying to get back through, helping Jamie round the corner. You don't often see that, do you? One driver helping another car to turn the car.
Might as well call this circuit Tesco's, because every little helps.
yeah. I used to work for them, and the spoof site was very little helps.
Fair.
So I heard.
You see that?
So I heard. Yeah. So drag race.
Don't want to be drag racing an Audi round here. That's
Not
for
really.
Sure.
You're gonna lose, right? Into Hawthorne, and then Jamie's got that protected, or has he? So this is Westfield, yeah.
Yep. Oh, up there.
Oh, and here's Renee.
Shield does get past, and like I said, one mistake made, and that's it. You're going to get absolutely mobbed by everybody else.
Yeah.
Great setting up from everybody around.
There's T on the outside now, round the outside of the Audi. Wow. So you're right. Jamie made almost no mistake at all. Just got a bit of a touch from Andy Shield, inappropriate. And look how far he's dropped. 3 positions.
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy about that, but he could have lost more.
Yeah,
it's up to Jamie now to just brush that off, ignore it. We've still got 15 minutes left of the race. You've got 15 minutes to try and win those positions back and come back for the sequel.
Yeah, Sam on the chat says, pretty good for now on the cameras. I think that was after 1 second of the race, but...
I mean, not wrong, really.
What's this? Marcus Keating in the pits. Let me go and find that. It went on and on, actually, looking at the event tracker. Just give me this. Bear with me. This is it. So, is that Andy Littler on an overtake here? Oh. Okay, so it looks like Andy's drifted over a little. Is that how you'd call that?
To be honest, my replay's malfunctioned at the moment.
Excellent.
It's just showing repetitive flickering.
I've had that before.
He's in the pits, so I suppose once it gets back to normal, it'll be fine again. But
yeah, it will. It will return straight away.
I'm just going to nod and say yes. I agree.
Excellent stuff. Alan says glorious grid and really impressive first laps by the field. Absolutely. This track, particularly around turn 1 and Druids, can be an absolute wreckfest, can't it, Jay? Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Nice enough for Marius.
Yeah.
See, Marius
is
actually wow,
three wide. No.
This is going to.
Oh my God! Don't be still 3 wide, guys. No.
Who's got the biggest pair?
Oh, Chris Shaw has got kahunas.
And with that, his challenge is just there. Full back 2 and 3 places. Even Logan McKenzie stealing one at the end there. And we'll have to ask him about that afterwards if we remember. That was great driving from all 3. Unfortunate for 2 of them going off into
hello.
beach area.
Excuse me.
Sandcastles.
Yeah, Chris Needham using the a different version of push to pass. Harry Fox here under a bit of pressure now from Daniel Lewis. Harry Fox making his way forward.
Last moment. Ooh,
no, he's not. He's
guessing
making his way
Carl.
backwards. Oh, ow.
Guessing Carl didn't have a good exit through that corner and covered the inside straight away.
Yeah.
With Chris Needham going and following, it's opened him up to Harry Fox, who goes through with relative ease. You won't find too many passes that easy in this pack at the moment. So good driving from Harry.
Yeah, that's
good defending from Carl Hardy as well.
Sam will find it very amusing to know, and this will make no sense to anybody but Sam, that I just tried to reload my rifle. Oh dear. I do that a lot now. Anyway, oh, here comes Logan. Look at this, Logan McKinsey. He's up. He's only up 18 places, Jay.
Well, if only. I'm quite disappointed that that number ends in teen.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on here? Room for a little one, asks Jaden Scotton.
Just needs a really good exit out of here, or else that Audi's going to get that
He's gonna
position
monster
straight
him,
back.
isn't he? Yeah.
In fact, this is probably a good time to see just how strong that slipstream can be for the Audi, and it seems like Jason actually got a really good exit out of there, but notice how it's not really getting away much anymore. The Audi's already caught up in terms of pace here.
Now, Jamie had really good qualifying and really good practice pace, so I'm expecting him to recover this. He's only down 2 places from the start. He is the most northerly, if you take my point, Audi in the field. The next Audi is 6 places behind him at the hands of Daniel Lewis, and Chris Shaw is right behind him.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Right, he needs a controlled turn in here, and then gas. Lots of gas.
Got a bit too soon there, I think.
You reckon?
So, yeah, I felt like he might have had to live towards the end of that, but no, he's still keeping in front.
Yeah.
And Jamie won't try anything here.
No, he's not close to it.
No!
No!
Oh, you know what?
You said what?
You know what? I'm just not going to comment on any passing manoeuvres. Now.
You know nothing, sir. You know nothing. Oh dear. Sam Boozin says, "Am I playing Hell Let Loose at the same time as doing this? If I am, then it salutes me." Right. So at the very front, Greg Daffel is your race leader. He is miles ahead now. 2.6 seconds. That's what that is over this boy, Morgan Butler. He's doing fantastic timed laps, but he's not got an answer yet for Greg. Jamie, who got mugged off the line rather, still in 3rd place and doing fantastic laps as well. And then another big gap back to Michael Hall, and then Andy Shield for Knight Rider Motorsports is the car in 5th place. That's your top 5, folks. Tony Walker is a little bit distant. There he is for BSTV. Chased by Renee. There's a whole load of Hondas at the front of this field, Jay. Is that a thing? Or is that just the fact that the faster drivers have all selected the Honda?
Probably the Honda being the most common car on the grid this year. There are several gaggles of them on the course at the moment.
Yeah, let's have a look at where that is. I should be able to select the car type somewhere. Let's do this. Does that do it? There we go.
It does. Oh, look at that.
So only one Hyundai and a Lantra in 3rd place with Jamie, and then the other Jamie. So Team Jamie in 9th place there in the Audi. Everybody else in the top is a Honda driver. Now, what did I have it on? Did I have it on interval? Yeah. Okay, so back here with Dietmar and Chris fighting it out here. Chris Dixon having a great race up to this point. Dietmar, though, having a bit of a troublesome race. He's 6 places back. Ethan Turner, by the way, did not take the field. Don't know why. Might have been too hot in that man cave for Ethan. Just got a salute from Sam Boozin on the YouTube chat. That's funny. Evening to Dan Mould. Let's go RD Simsport. So he's shouting on the likes of Greg, who's only 3 minutes away, Jay, from... is that right? No, 3 minutes. What am I talking? 7 minutes away from a potential victory. So RD Simsport, Callum has done all right in the end. He's in his start position. He's not moved forwards or backwards, Jay. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Well, looking at how many people are making mistakes and losing a couple of positions, I think Callum keeping within the top 15 means for the reverse grid he's going to, if he stays where he is, going to have a really good starting point for race number 2. So he won't be too too dismayed about that, I feel. Speaking of RD Simsport, we've also got Rob Sutherland at
Yeah,
the
where's Rob?
moment, 18th overall, 3 places up from his stats. So
Yeah.
in his battle to gain a few places in the Pro-Ams, Rob's on the right track so far after what he would probably call a bit more of a disappointing qualifying. He's making his way up the grid and trying to catch up that main group in front to perhaps steal a 15th place. If Rob ended up getting the 15th, he would, I would imagine, be absolutely over the moon with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Needham has now got trouble. He's got Logan, who's only up 21 places, right on his 6th. Where's the overtake going to be? Maybe into... Is it Sterling?
It'll be a brave one if it's here, but I feel maybe if Logan can get a good move here, a bit of momentum,
Down the
maybe
inside?
might do it.
No.
He
Oh.
thought about it.
Yeah, he's going to wait till turn 1 then, isn't he? He's going to wait till Paddock Hill. There's not much going on here at... oh, Christ, Pete, come on.
What a corner. It's
Clear
here.
ways.
It's definitely happening
Oh,
here.
he's gone to the inside. Yeah, nice.
Just as a heads up, Pete, you got the wrong Dan. It's Mr.
What?
Dan Martin in the chat.
Is it Martin? I thought it was Mould.
Yep.
Sorry, mate. Apologies. Sorry.
Too many Dans.
I know.
Too many Dans, too many Jamies.
Logan made that work very, very cleanly. And here we've got a battle for really good points now. Oh, hang on. What's happened to Demis? Oh, Demis has... he's been Ronald de Jong'd. Or has he? Yes, he has. Right, that's done now. Sorry, go.
RD Jade.
RDJ. I must remember that. That's too
RD
cool.
Jade.
You coined it. You're having that one, but I'm going to use it. So, yeah, we've got Michael Hall, who's got Andy Shield crawling all over the back of him. Oh, he's gone defensive. Can you go defensive around here? Is it better just to stay on the racing line, Jay?
It's probably a good idea not to go defensive too often, because if you end up going too wide through too many corners, you are going to get anybody who's behind you catching up within a flash. You lose so much time defending here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you want that place so bad, you got to do something about it. And do you think Michael Hall's really going to let anybody take that 4th place away from him?
Yeah, no.
Even if it's Andy, who Andy was really rapid in qualifying as well. He'll want to try and get onto that podium as soon as possible and take advantage of any mistake. And this is a very bold place to do an overtake here. He is going to have that outside line, but Michael Hall is going to have the inside as well, which is probably the better line here. You still got all that shrapnel on the outside, but with the inside line, there's less road to drive on, and Michael Hall is going to... Ooh, I'm surprised. There's still a little tap.
Oh, Tony
In
Walker.
the end.
Tony Walker says, thanks. Yeah, and you're right. Look at how much time they've lost to all the cars behind them. Look, that's Renee there. And Jaden is not that far behind, and he's being stalked by Jamie now. So, you're right. Defending, not necessarily the wisest of choices, is it?
Well, Tony was about 2.5 seconds behind when we first put the camera across to Michael and Andy. So
Yeah.
that is just a testament to how much time can be lost. So if you got to move, try and get it done as quick as possible. If you don't mind the crowd coming in behind you and you're confident you're going to end up on top, then you can try and drag it out. But it's a hard track to keep away from people if you're in the pack.
Yeah. Look at this mess now as well. So Logan has got through all this already. Logan is the organizer of Alpha Touring Championship, which is another TCR league that runs in an American time slot, which we are fully supportive of here at BSTV. Same as we are with SRL. They are represented in this field as well, although none of their races are in this evening. Oh no, sorry. Dan Lewis.
There's a few.
Dan
There's
Lewis.
a couple of them. Yeah.
And Deck Crowther. I'm talking complete lies, folks, so just ignore me. So yeah, we've got 3 leagues, all run on different days, all handle the broadcast in different ways, and share drivers if that makes sense. As Chris Short gets through, does he? Or is
Harry
he
going to be looking for a move here?
Harry's on the inside. That Audi needs to do something.
All it has to do is just be an Audi.
Yeah. Can he possibly stay? No.
No,
No.
but we'll try the up and under just there. Just wondering if Harry managed to. Oh no, no.
No,
There's
no. This is...
big potential for side by side here. Pick a
Chris
side
has
and
got to go
stick with it.
inside now and outbrake Harry. No, not got it. Close though. Oh, and he's off the gas for a while, Chris Shaw. He got really light at the front end of that car. And Daniel Lewis now. Audi on Audi.
What's that? I would lose weight, but I hate losing.
Where's that?
On the back bumper.
Oh, really? That's brilliant. I wonder if he's got that from someone else, because that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'd love to lose weight, but I hate losing. Oh, that's going to be my response to Wobbly next time he calls me fat. Oh, dear. That might get driver of the meeting just for that.
Oh.
That was good. I like that. We need an ambulance for Jay Corley, because he's not breathed in about 5 minutes. He's laughing that hard at that.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, dear. Sam Boozin says that's going to be his new mantra. Absolutely. That's sensational. That's why I go onto that camera, because all of these paint schemes have got little things, folks. Little things all over the place. When you look at the BSTV ones, they've got shout-outs to the Holy Mackerel, which is Bill Switzer. My timing tower is having a fit. Now, we had an issue with the SDK. Oh, right. We're going to get Greg crossing the line in time for another lap. Or is this it?
15 seconds. Oh, it's going to be close.
This is going to be right on the wire. I
If
should have been
Greg
paying
does end up
attention.
7-6. Oh, we've got the flag coming up, so
No,
I
he's
think
checked
that
it.
might be that.
Yeah, here we go. Greg
And it
Daffron.
is on the dot.
Yeah, nice. A race victory for Greg. Over the line comes Morgan, and Jamie Jeffrey probably thinks he should have been in second, but he got mugged at the start. And then everybody else. Andy Shield, just there behind that lapped car. People piling around this last corner. That is Chris Needham. Enjoyed himself. A few places down on his start position. Logan did well. Ooh, this is a bit weird. Some strange lines coming through. Oh, right, that's the first turn, not the last turn, Pete. Come on. It was all going so well. Right. And then...
Fantastic finish for Tony Walker for winning the Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
5th place overall. Brilliant result.
I've got to say, Andy Littler, on lead lap, stayed within a really good amount of time of the leaders. Ronan a bit further back, and Fiona further back still. So work guard being headed here by Andy Littler, who's showing that he's got some pace around this track. Very nice.
The last car going across now.
Yeah, this is Ronan.
Nicely done for Keane.
Yeah, very nice. Lots of people enjoyed that on the chat, looking at it, which is excellent. Oh, right, and as I said before, as soon as that time ticks over, folks, you're done. So here we are in the warm-up. While they're warming up, I shall run you through the finishing order for the first race. I'll do this as quick as I can. Greg Daffron took the glory in that one for RD Simsport, gets the top spot. Fantastic performance. Morgan Butler in second for WSR Esports. Jamie Jeffrey in third for Coupes and Convertibles Racing. That's your top three. That's your podium, folks. Great results for all three. Andy Shield just outside the podium there for Knight Rider Motorsports. The first of the Pro-Am cars. Tony Walker tonight for BSTV Pink. Michael Hull in 6th for Result X Pure Sims. Renee Earhart in 7th for Cutting Corny TCR team. Jaden Scotton. He's out of the sim bin, is he, Jay? Second in class for Pro-Am, 8th on track for JC Academy, and Jamie Wilson follows him home, 9th, and 3rd in class for Team Chimera. Callum Brandt finishes in 10th for RD Simsport with PVG, Pete Angle in 11th for Result Clothing, Logan McKinsey up 1 million places to get to 12th for Yellow Flag Motorsport in his last first challenge. Carl Hardy, 13th for Result X Pure Sims. Chris Needham, 14th for Air Smart Racing, in the thick of all the action in that one. That was fantastic. Harry Fox, 15th for Whiskins Racing. Chris Short, 16th for Ascari Autosport. He doesn't like losing. Daniel Lewis, 17th, Blade Designs SRL. Rob Sutherland, RD Simsport, finished in 18th place. 19th was Marius Hibma for JC Academy. He'll be getting a stern talking to from his team boss. Is that right, Jay? Just wondering.
Yeah.
RDJ finished in 20th. Demis Tigchalar finished in 21st for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and Deck Crowther at the top. AM-class car this evening in this race, in 22nd overall for Blade Designs SRL. Roger Morton, 23rd for Safeguard by Result. Paul Hurley, second in class, 24th on track for Just an Average Sim Racer. Euro Larkinen, 25th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Third in class, David Ayres. How did he manage that with his thumb permanently on the flashy light button? 26th overall for Safeguard, and his teammate Chris Dixon finished 27th. Dietmar finished in 28th for Cutting Corny TCR team. 29th was Chesney Vandenbroek for JC Academy. Darrell Wright finished in 30th for Result Clothing iRacing team. Andy Littler headed up the work guard charge in 31st, with Ronan in 32nd, Ronan Keane, and Fee in 33rd. 34th was Marcus Casting, after having that incident there with Andy Littler and having to drop to the pits. And Ethan Turner did not race. Right. Right, let's have a look at what's going on track at the moment. Let's click this and click this and do one of these, and there we'll see Jamie under the leaves of the tree. Jay, that was a very good segue through on the cameras, wasn't it? Even I'm impressed with that. It was very good. I'd give myself a job. So yeah, we will see people practicing their pit stops in this warm-up session. They don't get much time. It's just enough to get around the track and drop into the pits. A pit stop is going to be a key feature of this feature race. It adds a new element to the racing for those of you that are new to watching us. We've got quite a few watching at the moment. Jamie's not really bothered. I was going to say another word about that because he's just going to drive into the pits anyway and test his pit lane entry speeds. Oh no, he's going again. Just to prove me wrong, Jay. I find that rude.
It's different, that's for sure.
Oh dear. Hilarious. Here we go. Tony Walker. This is how he's supposed to do it, Jamie. Gets down at pit lane speed and rolls down pit road. It doesn't feel like a massive pit lane, this, does it, when you're in it? It seems to start and finish quite quickly for you. It's not like one of the beasts of a pit lane like we've seen on other tracks. Does that mean that there's going to be a pit lane strategy that changes here?
I think with a smaller pit lane, you may see some people who would usually try to like save the fuel for the majority of the race, or try to like not even stop at all. They might think, we're only in for a couple of seconds less. Why not? So it's, despite it being a Grand Prix layout, it is definitely one of the smaller pit lanes in there. It does mean with the amount of off tracks that you can collect here, that a drive through is not going to be as deadly as it can be in places like, say, Daytona or Spa or anything like that.
Yeah, true. We are at the 5-minute mark, and there you go. I'll stop progress for anybody who is currently on a little run, and we'll trip through to gridding. Reverse top 15 in this race, folks. So we've got a few people join the track already. I'll just extend gridding. Choose a different camera. There we go. Oh dear, I chose the wrong camera. David Ayres right in the middle of it. Okay. Here is your starting grid. Can't get a grid person over the headlights of David's car, but never mind. Harry Fox will be your poleman for Whiskins Racing, and I'm going to do names only from this point on. Chris Needham next to him on the front row, stop flashing lights. Carl Hardy in third. Logan McKinsey in fourth. Fifth will be PV. I'm going to have to move the camera just a minute. There we go. Does that blot him out? Yes. Right. PVG in fifth. Callum Brandt in sixth. Seventh will be Jay. Oh, they've all started it. Jay, tell him. Jamie Wilson 7th, Jaden Scotton 8th, 9th will be Renee Earhart, this is getting obscene now, 10th will be Michael Hall, 11th will be Tony Walker, it does distract me, 12th will be Andy Shield, 13th will be Jamie Jeffrey, Morgan Butler, you should all know better, 15th Greg Doffron, that's his punishment for winning the first race, 16th will be Chris Shaw, 17th will be Daniel Lewis, 18th will be Rob Sutherland, 19th will be Marius Hibmer, 20th will be RDJ, Ronald de Jong, Demis Tigchar will go off 21st, 22nd will be Deck Crowther, 23rd will be Roger Morton, 24th will be Paul Hurley, this is a big grid, 25th will be Yura, 26th will be David Ayres, or it won't be if he keeps flashing his lights, 27th will be Chris Dixon, 28th will be Dietmar Hoos, 29th will be Chesney Vandenbroek, 30th will be Darrell Wright, 31st will be Andy Littler, Ronan Keane will go off 32nd, 33rd will be Fiona, Marcus Kesting will be 34th, and we'll see if Ethan Turner joins the grid, but he's not done so yet, so it's looking a little unlikely, folks. Let's give you a track map and a battle box, but you won't see the battle box for a little while. Any predictions, Jay, for this one? Are we going to see anything?
I think it might be a little bit more of a chaotic lap one than race one, as we see a lot of the reverse grid lot trying to do their best to try and get as ahead as possible. Because, yeah, it's going to be all Logan's or Greg's by the looks of it.
Yeah, maybe. As we go piling towards turn one. And round we go, folks.
And once again, just a couple of free wides going into that corner.
I think they're mostly 3 wide going into that corner. Choose a good camera.
A little bit of a puff of smoke there.
Yeah, someone's wide.
Spun.
That's PVG. Taking the extracurricular route. Oh, look at this.
Like
3 wide.
Marius Hibner was the one who got spun on turn number 2, so he's all the way back there.
We'll have a look at that incident in a minute. At the minute, it's hard to look away.
Absolutely, going to the very fast turn 5 and going to get a lot of 2 wides here. Logan getting tested here by Chris Needham.
Yeah, and Chris is going to get... Oh, I thought he was going to cut back on him, but he had the door slammed in his face, and now he's got Callum crawling all over him. Oh, my word. Tony Walker through on the inside now, outside of Jamie. And he's nearly got that done. Jamie had to correct.
Little twitch there.
Yeah, big twitch, big correction. Harry Fox is gone. And Carl Hardy's kind of gone with him-ish. They've got trouble, though, because the next car back is Logan. This is oh, look at this rabble, Jay. How'd you pick the bones out of this?
With difficulty and sometimes just hope for the best.
Yeah. PVG on a recovery drive now. Trying to go around the outside of Ronald. Is that Ronald? No, it's not Ronald. It was Demis.
RDJ is on you on now, so...
Yeah.
Hearing a few apologies on the team radios, but
oh really?
For the most part, I'm not seeing. Oh, there has been another spin towards the back now. It looks like it's Darrell Wright just there. Marius Hibner with a meatball flag, so is still in the pits.
Oh, what? Right. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that as soon as this calms down.
Yeah, I can't keep my eyes away at the moment. And on board at the moment with Tony Walker.
Yeah.
With a very rabid Jamie Wilson right behind. That sounds completely inappropriate. And
very inappropriate. Chris Shaw, here we go.
Everybody with ears.
Chris Shaw down the inside of Andy Shield. Wow. Good effort, mate.
Yeah, it's good
He's
thing
not
about
that
these
fat,
reverse
is he?
grids. The good thing about reverse grids, sometimes you get a chance to battle with people who you don't usually battle with, and Tony deciding to cut some grass free of charge.
Yeah. He's probably on the Brands Hatch grounds crew.
I mean, this is everyone's local
Flashy's
track, so...
gone the wrong way. 300-point turn for Flashy Ayres. We'll have a look at that in a minute as well.
Even after that turn as well, the stewards decided to rub salt in the wounds and give him a slowdown as
Oh,
well.
you're kidding. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Didn't mean to laugh. Sorry, mate.
But oh, a little bit of a
Oh.
dive just there, and and another little tap just there.
Tony's getting roughed up.
Yeah, it's such a hard corner to go too wide through if you're on the inside. You need to lift a little bit sooner. If you're on the outside, you really need to, at the same time, aim to use as much of the right-hand side of the track and curbing as possible.
Yeah.
Or else it's just going to end like that and in tears.
Logan's just overtaken Carl. I think that was in a Hawthorne, because it literally happened. I couldn't get the camera clicked fast enough. This is too much to look at, though, because Tony's now going to be recovering that car through the field.
A lot of people making...
Look at this.
Is that Euro? That's Demis, sorry.
Oh, that's Rob Sutherland.
Be careful. It's a good job we're not on the old iRacing grass there, or else Rob was about to become a human cannonball.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know or don't remember, the grass used to be faster than the track. That's nice. Tony Walker recovering one position. He's making his way back through. This is where all the action is in this big group here. So your race leader. Oh, Chris Shaw. Whoa.
Ooh.
Wow. How did he end up that far out?
As well.
He was nearly paying to get back into the stadium.
At the moment, Pete as well, biggest gainer so far, Fiona Siddons.
Really?
Up to 25th, up 8 whole places so far. So fantastic.
Good
effort just there. With Derek in front, who's lost 2 places, and Roger behind, who's also lost 3.
Yeah.
And a little group behind from 27th to 30th, all taking advantage of those going out or going wide reasonably early.
Yeah, I don't know. Right, we'll have a look at what happened to David Ayres first. Let's have a quick look at this. I mean, it's worth a giggle if nothing else. Oh, right, there's a crash in front of him. And he's going to get collected by Dietmar. Oh, and Dietmar nearly took out
nearly.
Yeah.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Very.
There for David.
He did such a good job of turning around badly, though. Right, what was the other one?
Can't believe that they gave a slowdown.
Darrell Wright, this one. Oh, gets nearly into the back of Marcus, and then doink.
It just turns in a little bit too
Andy.
Soon.
Yeah, turns in on Andy. That one wasn't Andy's. And then this was what happened to Marius right at the very beginning. Oh, right, we joined it at the bad bit. Hang on, wait a minute.
Oh, that back wheel though tells half the story there.
What back wheel?
Yeah, true.
Here we go. Up into Druids. This is the actual incident. Bosh.
Just one big hit there from the result clothing.
I'm trying to figure out who that was, but I can't work it out because I'm too stupid. Okay, right, back to live running then. That's the big dramas. Meanwhile, Harry Fox is still your race leader. He's picking up lead lap points. Valuable lead lap points. He's maintaining-ish a 2-second gap over Logan. Logan has pulled right away from Carl Hardy. Unusual to see Carl Hardy in this Result X Pure Sims livery because he's usually in the safeguard livery. But Callum Brandt has caught him, or stayed with him, I should say, and is putting pressure on now. And then
great drive so far from Harry.
Yeah, another great drive. Chris Needham, he's only dropped 3 places and maintaining his position. Now, we know he's got good calibre and quality. And I really do hope he stays there. Jamie Wilson trying to do an overtake here on Morgan. Let's join the front of Jamie Jeffries' car and get a decent view of that.
Yeah, and obviously any mistakes that are made here, Jamie's going to be lapping that straight up. A really good exit out of that corner. To the point it actually gets Jamie Wilson to drop attacking Morgan for a second and just try and keep the other Jamie at bay. And that's actually going to be an absolute godsend for Morgan, who's gained an extra nearly half a second gap now from Jamie Wilson just because of that one defensive maneuver. And you know what? I have a feeling depending on what the slipstream is going to be like here for the Audi, which, let's be honest, is probably going to be mega. Jamie Jeffrey could end up with that unicorn-powered Elantra, potentially making a move by the end of this lap.
Yeah, I think so. All the Jamies together, so this is what happens when the Jamies get together, folks. Everybody gets called Jamie. So Jamie Daffron is right on the back of right on the back of the Jamies. And Jamie Butler is now pulling away ever so slightly from Jamie Wilson.
Some great race. Oh, it's going too wide in front, and that could be the battle for second place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Carl Hardy on the inside.
Carl Hardy defend. Oh, he went wriggly into Paddock Hill, and he's lost that.
Yeah, and Callum just using that momentum on the outside. It might still be a late dive in, but no, I think Callum's got that one done. Pretty well. Look at that, just like
Jaden
everyone
Scott
choosing different lines. Was a fantastic move there from Jamie. We'll have to try and defend here, but it looks like Chris Needham's actually let him have that one and would rather try and keep his position behind.
Yeah.
Smart move, especially when they're too wide behind you.
Yeah, and
use
the
this
Jamie
opportunity now to keep up with everybody else.
The Jamie trainer's gained more people, so Jamie Hall has now been reeled in. Oh my word! No! Oh dear, we'll have an autopsy of this in a minute, but that is going to be meatball-tastic for.
Jamie's gone into the track slightly.
He's got his brakes on, but he's not got any brakes because all his wheels are broken. Right, okay, so he's had to reset to the pits. We will look at that right now because that was high drama. That was a crowded bit of track around the Jamie train. So what happened here? Did Jamie Daffron go to the... Oh, he's giving him a bit of a shove. And another one. Oh, and another one. Yes. Right, okay. So just close racing, I think that is, because you lose sight of what's going on beyond the car in front of you, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's just have a look at that from Jamie Daffron's car. So this is what he could see.
Force's car was full.
Gosh. He's trying to keep with him, and then it all just gets a bit bumpy. And Jamie Jeffrey is the one of the Jamies that gets the wall. Thoughts on that, Jay? Racing incident?
It's a very hard thing to do when you're in a group like that to not only try and keep your distance while keeping competitive, but also see what everybody else is doing in front of you. Maybe if in hindsight, we a little bit more lifting there probably could have done everyone the world of good there. It's just a bit of a running over there and very, very close racing without being able to tell what everybody else was doing.
It's difficult to tell a racer to lift though, isn't it? It's not your instinct.
Absolutely, I agree. I completely agree. We've all been in those situations where you see a yellow flag or you turn into Tom Cruise for 0.5 seconds and think there's a gap.
Yeah.
Or, you know, sometimes we even ask for good old JC, and I don't mean Jacobs, I mean Jesus Christ, to take the wheel for you. Great control there by Carl, but wow, Jaden taking advantage of that and a really smooth drag race now to the last corner. I think Carl could end up defending this with the inside line. And yep, Jaden going for the up and under. Interesting move here.
And then going wide on him.
Ready to, yep, Morgan Butler's going to probably take the inside here and hope for Jaden to make a slight mistake here. What's Carl going to do here? Jaden with a quicker outside line, and Carl's going to keep it.
Pete's scared. Too wide, too deep.
Yeah, and
Chris
Jaden
Needham keeping out of it.
Wow, Carl quite slow on the exit of that corner. May have disrupted Morgan and given Jaden a chance to... Oh, if Jaden had gone for the double overtake, they all would have been screaming.
Chris Needham capitalising. He's got the good line through here. It's not the optimal line.
What a track. What a track. One corner, you'll be battling with somebody in front of you. Then 2 corners later, you're going to have to end up defended against the person behind you and the person behind them, as the person behind them, in this case Jamie Wilson, now has a chance to attack Chris
Ooh.
Needham. It's like you're constantly playing automotive chess, and you have to always plan your moves 2-3 corners in advance, and just keep yourself open to every possible scenario happening, because Brands Hatch will make it happen.
Yeah, it will. And Morgan Butler gets to the front of this little queue. But he's got 3 seconds before he can find the next car, which is Callum Brandt. Another RD Simsport car. They always seem to float to the surface, don't they? Harry Fox still leads this race by 3/4 of a second, putting in good laps as people start going to the pits, Jay.
This is actually the first of the pit stops. I'm looking at the timings now, and anybody else who's been in has just purely been for beat ball flags, and that's Michael Hall and Rene both at the same time.
Lap 10 this is, and not even a... Well, yeah, we're just over a quarter of the way through the race at 14 minutes when they crossed over the threshold. Harry making his way here down the track, but he's got a rear view mirror full of Logan McKinsey now.
Some people pay for that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, they do. I'm still waiting for the naked... I mean, yeah, we'll talk about that later. So, Jaden tracking down Carl Hardy still. Morgan has now checked out on Carl Hardy. I don't know whether that's because Carl's looking in his rearview mirror too much, or it just doesn't have the pace of Morgan. Look at that. It's a wonderful view of those cars piling around that corner.
Absolutely. Oh, what a corner. I love that corner so much.
Yeah, it is awesome, isn't it? It's terrifying when you drive it.
And in the wet.
And in the wet, I don't know. I've never driven, actually. I've never driven Brands Hatch in the wet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you watch the track guide, there's a rain lap in there, and it will terrify you. Alright, the amount of puddles, especially on the between corners 1 and 2, and around turn 3, you can just looking at the elevation, you can just imagine like it's just pretty much the English Channel at certain points of this track. There's that much water.
I mean, it is the UK. Paul Hurley is another visitor to pit road, but the only one on this lap. So we've got a big division now in terms of pit strategy, because is Early good? I don't even know. I don't even know if Early's good.
I would say, in my opinion, pitting early is absolutely the only option if you are in a big group like this.
Like this one here.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that none of these lot have jumped into the pits, because the amount of 2 wide battles at the moment is it's just going to be eating away the seconds of your time. If you can get in the pits and come out to a moderately clear track, which, to be honest, any of these lot that we're looking at right now could come out. I'm looking at the timings now.
Could you do me a favour and just see if Paul Hurley... Oh, you won't see it now, will you? If he got a penalty, because he's been in for ages.
He's only just moving now.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. Nothing sort of jumped out at me, to be honest.
No, okay. No, fair enough. It's just he seemed to be stationary forever. Jamie Jeffrey is back on the track and circulating, which is great news. He towed his car, jumped in the spare car and legged it. He may
PVG
still get...
pits.
Oh, PVG in the pits, right.
Yep.
Jamie Jeffrey may still get a really good result out of this, depending on what happens to everybody else. Or, sorry, not a disastrous result out of this. But this crowd here, they're still together, Jay, and nobody's decided to pit the car. Are they all getting a benefit? I can't believe they're all getting a benefit from being in this train.
I personally don't think they are, but I'm having a quick look for Michael Hall at the moment, because wherever he is on the track, if anybody in that group pits, it's probably where they're going to end up coming back out on the circuit.
Right.
And Michael Hall's still going to be amongst... You know, he's still amongst quite a few of those who haven't pit yet in the 20s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if any of the front lot do pit now, they do run the risk of having to fight through this crowd. Or if they get lucky... I'm just having a quick look, actually, from 11th place onwards. That is a big group just there.
It is, yeah. We're on it at the minute. Chris Needham in the middle of it.
Right, so that's these. So, in fact,
Yeah, yeah.
pitting might be the option here.
Right, let's see if they're listening to you, Jay. Your words of wisdom. As we've got an
Dive
overtake
just
on
there.
Greg. He's done that, and he's also opened the door for Andy Shield. Drag race down here.
I'd be surprised if Greg doesn't pick, because Greg said,
Whoa!
"Oh, a little bit of a tap just there."
Jamie
And
wanted to
Jamie's
pit.
just thought, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
going in.
I mean, lovely way to pit, Jamie. He always. This is something that not a lot of other drivers do. He follows the pit lane line, so he's in the outside lane until he gets to near his box, comes across and boxes the car. Proper professional pit stop.
Absolutely.
I don't know whether anybody's ever noticed that, but I do.
No, I didn't until you said it there, so it's good eyes from yourself, and yeah, just, you know, we love realism.
Yeah, it's a simulator. Simulate it. It's dead simple in my head. Right, Harry Fox has been caught. Logan is on him, and this might decide whether they pit or not, because that in front is Paul Hurley, who was in the pits for quite a long time. More time than he should have been, in my opinion. Everybody else has pitted for, say, 33 seconds-ish. Ronan Keane is in there at the moment, but Paul Hurley was in for over a minute, which suggests he had a penalty. Maybe for speeding? I don't know. Oh, Harry. We're not on Harry Potter, folks. I was just saying it that many times for effect. Now, is he going to box the car? Yes, he is. I did wonder.
Yep, this does give Logan McKenzie a little bit of clean air, actually. It depends how quick he's going to catch up with Paul in front. It's just over half a second, so it probably some of Logan's speed won't take too long, and I'm sure Paul will probably let it be as safe as possible for Logan.
Yeah.
Possibly on the next long straight.
Harry has done brilliantly, Alan. You are absolutely right. We'll have to see where he ends up after all the shuffle of the pit stops.
Oh, a bit wide there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give the place away, you know, let him pass, but it was a weird way to do it. RDJ up 10 places, doing a very, very strong performance and putting lots of pressure here on Daniel Lewis. And Dan's let him go.
Yeah, Dan's got a very
he's
quick
gonna have a
line out
charge.
of there, though. Look at that Audi power. I wouldn't be surprised to see Daniel. Look, no,
Look
he's
at
done it
that!
already.
Oh my
Wow.
God!
That was such a great line out of there. It's just if Daniel could keep on the outside, but nope. RDJ deciding to send it strong into that corner and defend well.
Yeah.
Really good attempt at a counter attack there from Daniel Lewis. Just on the outside line of that last corner, it just wasn't quite strong enough for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete just chose the worst camera possible for that particular corner. Nobody saw anything but trees and Armco barrier. So, half the field has been to the pits, folks. The top half of the field pretty much has not. Oh, that was nearly a crash-tastic moment with Daniel Lewis peeling off to the pits. That does happen on this track, doesn't it? They get very, very close to one another. Deck Crowther's joined the pits as well. And then everybody else that's piling round now, this is after the pit stops. The car in front of Jamie is Michael Hall, but in front of him is Jaden.
This could end up being a really good fight just here. Jaden keep it a little bit of space there, a little bit of a tap. You gotta try and keep lane discipline so tight. A little bit of a flash of lights there from Jaden, but there was a space on the inside.
There was, yeah. He left the gate open, didn't he? For any amount of sheep, horses and cows to get out.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose we are in the right part
We
of the
are,
country
yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
so.
it's good, isn't it? Yeah. I like what I did there. So, Greg Daffrel is now up 10 places. in his charge to the front of this field. He's got a long, long way to go to catch Logan, though. 13 seconds. Wow. Nearly 14, actually. His own teammate, Callum, is 7 seconds ahead of him and is in trouble at the minute because Morgan's caught up with him.
Yeah, and we just went on to the camera angle just there as Callum was slightly off the track. I just wonder if
oh, yeah.
if Morgan's putting quite a bit of pressure on him and is just racing in his mirrors a little bit.
Might be, yeah.
Doing that here.
No way, no. A couple more drivers going to pit road. Tony Walker and RDJ.
It'd be interesting to see how many were fuel saving whilst in those groups as well, because getting that one extra lap, and if it's in clean air as well, you've really given yourself a really nice advantage over everybody else. But it's, man, this racing is fantastic as always from Brands Hatch.
Yeah, yeah. And you remember this this group that was battling before the pit stops?
Yes.
It's back and it's battling again. They've literally all come out together.
The more things changed, the more they stayed the same.
Exactly that, yeah. Great racing all the way through. Fantastic.
They're so sick of each other.
Yeah. And they got screen burn of the car in front of them on their monitors. So, still got the top 8 cars not pitted. Let me put your pit laps on, folks.
As soon as you said that, our leader goes into the pits. Oh, sorry, Callum Brandt. Sorry, I've got the old eye overlay on, so it's not showing Logan on there for some reason.
Oh, right, weird.
But yeah, that's a me problem. It's fine.
Yeah, Logan is your race leader. He's racing under the Yellow Flag Motorsport banner. But he is the Alpha Touring Championship League organizer. And they run on Tuesdays in the American time slot and do a retrospective broadcast on a Saturday. Logan is in second place here. He's got some back markers in front of him. I'm surprised he didn't pick the car, Jay, with them in front of him. He could have got a bit of an advantage, unless they're going to get out of his way and be lovely and compliant. As
that
Paul
was sort
Hurley
of the side I was thinking on that one, to be honest.
Yeah. And then Carl Hardy, 7 seconds back down the road with clear air in front of him, so he might just keep this going for a while. And Andy Shield and Chris Needham still battling away. But these cars, before the pit stops started to happen, were all in this group, which is still going on as Jamie Wilson goes side by side here. Will that have enough grunt in that Audi to get alongside Jaden?
Nice bit of slipstream for Jaden here, but they do have Chris Dixon in front as well.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Dixon, I think, is yet to pit. Chris Dixon has become quite the fuel master.
Yes, he has.
The past couple of rounds, I found always one of the last ones to pit. It's fantastic management from himself. But he does find himself in a really tough battling group here, and he doesn't have to give way, but maybe in his own interests for...
there goes T.
Big
a bit of a
just
touch.
there. Chris keeps it on.
It's good control from all, to be honest. But T will probably not be very happy because he's now got Jaden right beside him and he's sideways.
Power slide just there as well.
Yeah, after clear ways. No.
So he sort of just went across there.
Oh, and Jamie Wilson, has he caught it? Yeah. So I think Jamie Wilson has been very, very skillful and lucky. I don't think that can be said of Tony Walker because I think his rear axle is snapped. Can you see that left rear?
Yeah, that's a
right
legal
rear
flag as well.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
PVG
yeah. Oh, this
was flashing his lights as he was coming around turn 1. Probably to warn Tony that he was carrying a lot more speed. Tony did slightly drift to the racing line there after that. But I don't know if that's the meatball flag that's caused him to do that.
He might not even realise that his back wheel is snapped. Oh, no, he will do, because he's meatballed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you probably find out at the end of this straight, braking at a high speed can sometimes reveal just how much damage you have. So, PVG probably needs to back away a little bit here, just in case the worst happens. But, despite the meatball, the car still looks very drivable, so he should be able to get that to the pits.
My mechanics could fit that, not a problem. My mechanics are very skilled at these sort of things.
Yeah, where did you get them from?
They've got years of practice. So his steering is all right. On board with Tony Walker at the moment. That seems okay. I bet he doesn't even realise how bad that damage actually is. He's going to pit the car, obviously.
Just hope PVG gives him the space on the inside. No,
no, he's not.
no.
No, he's not.
Oh,
That might be.
Tony
Is that
is
dangerous
not.
pit lane? If you cut the white line on the way in on the green bit, does that give you a penalty?
I'm not sure with Brands Hatch, to be honest.
Okay.
Bit of a dangerous move there from PVG, to be honest. Should have been obvious that Tony was going if he had the overlay.
Yeah.
And that's really Tony's going to be waving his fist outside in anger.
Yeah, I mean, should we go back and have a look at how all that even started?
Yes, let's.
I've got to find it. It was like about an hour ago in the event tracker. Going backwards. Let's see.
Just watching Morgan Butler just keeping up with Callum Brandt at the moment.
Yeah, they're staying out
Point
there.
3.
Oh, Logan's in. Just. Into his pit box he goes, with Jamie Jeffrey having to pit the car for a second time for fuel. Can I find this incident? Nope. Tony Walker. Ah, here we go. Is this it? Yeah. So, a little touch there, and he gets out of shape. A little touch. A lot of a touch, and a secondary...
Oh.
Well, Jamie Wilson would have known nothing about that until it was too late.
No.
And the damage is done on that right rear for Tony Walker at that point. In fact, pretty remarkable cat-like reactions from Jamie Wilson to stop anything worse for his own car there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely. I thought Jamie was done for there as well.
No, I did. Yeah, I thought, oh, here we go.
Unfortunate. Yeah, it's just some really good battle in here. Michael Hall with a fantastic pass on Chris Needham there.
Yeah. Not easily done either. Chris Needham going over the bumpy bit, but great to see Smart Racing back in our leagues again with Chris Needham and Jason Haddington will join us at some point once real life sorts itself out. Yeah. And of course, Arnaud Chanonnier, who was with us last week, not with us this week.
It's good to see another team of 3.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Especially battling through the middle to top as well. It's some really good combos going into it's seeing a lot of different teams as well. It doesn't mean that we're just focusing on the teams at the top. That midfield and top of AMS as well. You just sort of like it's a nice dynamic to be following as well through the season. You can never have too many championships going on at the same time. Well, actually, you probably could, but I think here at BSTV we do it just right.
Yeah.
Good save there, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. I can't do that. Right, what's going on back here with Marcus Kesting? He's been caught and passed now by Paul Hurley. Nice overtake there from Paul. I'm going to leave you on this battle just for a minute. There was a multi-21 a minute ago as Carl let Michael Hall through. Everybody is pitted now. You can see that in the timing tower, folks. Michael Hall pitted on lap 9. I don't know that it's done him any good. The latest lap time is obviously Logan, who's managed to come out in the lead. And he's got a massive 7-second lead. But I'll leave you on this. I'm just going to go to the loo.
No problem. So we're currently on board with Carl Hardy. Like Pete said, letting Michael Hall through to pick up some bonus points and bring the battle over to Andy Shield, who's occupying that top 5 spot at the moment. Behind him, Chris Needham, we've all just followed through on. Actually, I'm not saying followed through on. I'm going to change that right away. Who have passed Ronan Keane. Oh, and a little bit off just there from Andy. And you know what? That's just made Michael Hall's job so much easier. And even Carl Hardy's going to have a little go here. Chris Needham blocking that inside to try and take a further place. Now, Andy is going to have that outside line there. As long as he can keep the car straight, he's going to pick up a little bit more speed. Carl's going to defend that inside, which in turn does help his teammate into that first corner. And there it is, a 2-for-1 for the results. Pure Sims boys up into 5th and 6th place, respectively. Let's see, Carl defending that corner a little bit more. The gap between him and his teammate in front, 1 second. Really going to start seeing, if these two go too wide, just the effects that has on anybody who's trying to get rid of a battling group behind them. Still 1 second behind. Top 4 at the moment of Logan McKenzie, Harry Fox, Morgan Butler, and Callum Brandt. Greg Daffon up 10 places, Morgan Butler up 11. Carl Hardy we're on board with, down 4 at the moment, but to be honest, I don't think Carl will have too much of a problem with that. He is currently top of the standings in the Pro-Am category in this race, with Chris Needham the closest and Jane Scotland looking to catch up as quick as possible. If Carl keeps on this heroic defensive effort against Andy Shield, it's not only allowing Michael to get a little bit further away, but it's also allowing Jaden a chance to cut the current 2.8 gap down to Carl, down to something a bit more substantial within the draft, and something that can give us a really exciting last 5.5 minutes of the race.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick this has gone, to be honest.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like more than a few minutes ago that we started this one, but...
Ooh,
So, Harry...
just there from Morgan Butler.
Yeah, Harry Fox was keeping hold of second place up until that very moment. So he's done a fantastic job of staying up there.
That's a great pan to the camera there at the exact right time as well.
Yeah.
Three-way fight for second place. This is going to go right to the wire. See what Harry Fox can do with a little bit of slipstream here.
Yeah, Callum's piling the pressure on. This could be a good result for RD Simsport because Callum's there, and 4-5 seconds, call it back down the road. You can see him there coming down the straight. Is Greg Daffron, the current championship leader. There he is. That would have been a better segue if I timed the camera switch correct. But as it is, I'm just not very good. So yeah, Morgan Butler up at the pointy end of this championship as well is going to get a big haul of points. I think this will change the standings a little bit behind Greg, if that makes sense, Jay. I think Greg is still secure in his top spot at the moment, especially after winning the first of tonight's races. Andy Shield, he's going to have a big job to do to get round a car that wide, isn't he? You've got to have a wide car to hold Carl Hardy, to be honest.
Even despite these two battling right now, he's got that quicker outside line, but Carl going all the way out wide, and they're keeping it side by side.
Nicely done, boys.
Audi,
Hey?
Andy not in the Audi, is taking the outside line just there, and he gets moved on Carl eventually. Carl trying his best to keep Andy behind as much as possible, taking a bit of an off track there. Another instant point, and now Michael's going to be looking over his shoulder.
He is now, yeah, because that releases Andy Shield. Chris Needham, I think, is doing a fantastic job here. Yes, he's down 7 places, but he's still in the top 10. It's his first season back with us. TCR, I don't think it would be his choice of class, but he likes racing in this league. So, and we like having Air Smart Racing with us. Chris Short, these two Audis still together after all this time.
Just like ebony and ivory.
Yeah, absolutely. And where's Daniel Lewis? Oh, he's only a couple of positions back. So all the Audis within 4 places, if you know what I mean. All 3 Audis in 4 places. That must be the level of where Audis perform at the minute on Brands Hatch. Because these are the best races you're going to see in them. Logan McKenzie then is your race leader. He is bossing this one, absolutely. Morgan Butler is currently 2nd place, nearly 8 seconds behind. 2 more seconds gets you to Harry Fox. 1 second now. And then Callum Brandt, half a second. That's what that looks like right in there. And then Greg Daffron. Sam said in the chat, after race 1, I was expecting Greg to be further up in race 2. I was as well.
Me too.
I don't know what's
Yeah.
what's ailing him, if anything is. Ooh. Oh, there's a big battle going on here. Or there was. Andy Littler's backed out of that.
Andy has a black flag.
Oh!
Andrew has a black flag for
Where's
some
he got
reason.
that from, I wonder? Is that incident points? Maybe.
Possibly, but we'll see if he... Yeah, he's going in now.
Yeah, I think that's incident
If
points.
it's just a drive-through, then it'd be due to that.
Yeah, I think we've just taken white flag, have we? Or are we taking it now?
Yeah, it'd be the white flag now.
I see anybody waving that? Yeah, there he is. Barney's
Yep,
waving.
final lap. 1 minute left to go on the 40-minute feature race. So Logan will be leading this last lap. So we're having a quick look at all the battles. We've got Michael
Ooh.
Hall with Andy. Oh, and yep,
Chris Dixon.
Chris and Rene. That's,
Yeah, Renee got shuffled back for something. Was it a really long pit stop? Yeah, he was in for... I think he got a pit lane penalty and held for 40
right.
seconds.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough, because without that, he'd have been in 6th place or 7th place, more likely. So a bit of a rough day for Cutting Corney, because Dietmar also had that incident, and he's back in 33rd. So probably Bransatch will go down as a track to forget for Cutting Corney this time round. But we know how tenacious and amazing these two racers are, so it won't last long.
It's
They'll be
getting
back.
very close between Michael Hall and Andy Shield, by the way, in 6th and 7th place. And Chris Needham is right on the tail of Carl Hardy too, just behind them.
Yep, we can keep these both these pairs of races in view. We must keep an eye on Logan.
Who's just approaching the final corner now.
Yeah. These just about got enough space between them at the moment, but here comes feature race winner Logan McKenzie for the win.
Fantastic controlled drive there from Logan.
Sorry, go
Morgan
on.
Butler. Sorry, yeah, I was saying Morgan Butler in 2nd, and Harry Fox, fantastic race from Harry Fox just there as well, into the 3rd place, taking that final podium position. Greg Devron keeping his name up there, and with a nice, decent haul of points up in 4th, followed by Chris Brandt, Michael, and Andy Shield. Look how bloody close that was.
Yeah.
Carl Hardy winning that Pro-Am category. Chris Needham and Jaden Scott with a fantastic podium finish there as well. And two Audis just stuck together at this point. Jamie Wilson and Chris Shaw 11th and 12th of PVG, Dan Lewis, Demis, RDJ and Eurolakinen rounding up the rest of that group of Pro-Ams just there in 17th place.
Yeah, and then a bit of a gap back to some of the guys back here. David Ayres chasing down Fee for a position, but I don't think he's going to manage it. Fee is up 12 places. 12.
Fantastic drive.
We have to speak to her. That she might be driver of the meeting, because she'll be like, well, she's 3rd in class. That's an excellent result for Fiona Siddon, so that's really good. Well done,
And also
Fee.
the joint top place gainer as well at the same time.
Yeah. Good
Along
call.
with Morgan Butler. So Morgan Butler, Fiona Siddons, congratulations, both plus 12 places.
Yeah, nicely done. Enjoying themselves around here. Alan Toon says, fantastic evening, love that, thanks very much. You're very, very welcome. And we'll watch the cool downs, because again, simulator, it's good to see them picking up the rubber as they go around the track, so that they pass scrutineering when they get the roller underneath the car and into pit road. Chris Shaw, obviously having a great race there with Jamie and letting him know by giving him the only time that a flashing light is acceptable, in my opinion, at the end of the race. Awesome. That was a great race week, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, Jay?
Yeah, very entertaining throughout, and as we've seen with the last few races as well, extremely safe and clean. There's obviously a couple of incidents, but you're going to get that in these larger fields. So, but for the most part, everyone just displaying such a respect for each other, and it just makes for better racing when there's more people surviving till the end.
Yeah, agree, agree. Always good to see the majority of the field crossing the line. Right, let's run you through, folks, tonight's finishing order for the feature race. I am just going to go and find on my other screen the finishing order for the first race. If I can even find it, that is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Right. Keep that in my back pocket for later. So, feature race winner, Logan McKenzie for Yellow Flag Motorsport. Morgan Butler finished second step of the podium for WSR Esports. That's his second tonight, Jay.
Wow.
Yeah, brilliant pair of results, to be honest. Harry Fox finished in third for Whiskins Racing, which is significantly better than his 15th in the first of tonight's races. And then a pair of RD Simsport cars. Greg Daffron finished in fourth. Was that the way that they crossed the line?
Yes.
I have Callum
Oh,
ahead
oh,
of...
hang on.
I don't
Oh.
think it was. I think there may have been a penalty served. Maybe.
Well, Callum's backed off because Callum was right behind Harry Fox, so
He was, yeah. So have I missed...
interesting.
Obviously, I'm going to miss something dramatic. It wouldn't be a BSTV broadcast if I got everything in the right order. So, yeah, something's happened there. Maybe a multi-21, which puts Callum behind Greg at the end of the race to give Greg a points bonus, possibly. Michael Hall finished 6th place for Result X Pure Sims, with Andy Shield for Knight Rider Motorsports finishing in 7th. Then the Pro-Am class, headed by Carl Hardy. So a class victory for Carl. Well done to you for Result X Pure Sims. Finished 8th overall, 9th and 2nd in class. Chris Needham, great result. Absolutely fantastic for Air Smart Racing. Well done to you. Jaden Scotton finished 10th for JC Academy. That supports his 2nd place in the first race, Jay. Does he get some sort of team bonus? Does he get a payout for 2 podiums, or is that just what you expect? Is that the minimum you expect?
I'm sure he still owes me for a new bonnet after
Oh, he
Watkins
does.
Glen.
He does.
So
Yeah.
I'll probably less than that. Like maybe sort of like if he buys me a bag of Watsits, then yeah,
Oh.
fine. We'll take a few quid off.
What? Can you still buy Watsits?
I bet somewhere has it, or the cheap versions.
And we never got to discuss Spencer's man cave palace thing.
Should we just say a tub of Watsits?
Yeah, a tub of Watsits. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, a tub of
Okay,
Watsits.
cool. So 11th was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Chris Shaw finished 12th, just behind him, literally just behind him, 2/10 for Ascari Autosport. PVG finished in 13th for Result Clothing. Daniel Lewis finished in 14th for Blade Designs SRL. Demis Tigchalar was 15th for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and Ronald De Jong RDJ finished 16th. Jura Larkinen finished 17th for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and then the first of tonight's AM-class drivers, Deck Crowther again, for the 2nd time this evening, top of the AM-class pile for Blade Designs SRL. Let me move this along. 19th was Renee on a recovery drive for Cutting Corny. Chris Dixon, well, he actually got a penalty, didn't he? That's what happened with Renee, I'm pretty sure anyway. Chris Dixon finished 2nd in class, 20th on track for Safeguard. And then Fee on that fantastic drive in the 2nd race, 21st, a podium finish, a 3rd step of that podium for Workguard by Result. David Ayres finished 22nd for Safeguard. Rob Sutherland finished 23rd for RD Simsport. Darryl Wright finished 24th for Result Clothing. Paul Hurley 25th for Just an Average Sim Racer. Jamie Jeffrey, we saw what happened to him. A very fast-paced crash with the left-hand wall. In 26th there for Coupes and Convertibles Racing after having to pit twice, once for fuel, once for damage. Andy Littler 27th for Workguard. Roger Morton 28th. And 29th was Marcus Kesting. That's a better result. Then his first one. Ronan Keane, 30th for Work Guard. Tony Walker, 31st for BSTV Pink. We saw what happened to him. Chesney Vandenbroek finished in 32nd for JC Academy. Dietmar Hoos, again, we saw what happened to him. 33rd for Cutting Corny. Marius Hibmer finished 34th. And I think he had a technical issue with his wheel or something. Did I read that? His wheel disconnected.
Chesney's, yeah.
Yeah. Now, was it Chesney's that disconnected? Thought it was Marius's. Okay, Marius. Did he start then? Yeah, he did start, but he only didn't get around the first lap, did he? And then Ethan Turner did not start. Okay. Okay, that is the end of week 3's racing, folks. I thought that was an incredible pair of races. I thought the control in the first few laps on both. So they've all read your script that you gave them before the race, Jay, which is, you know, very studious of them in my opinion. I think the caliber of control and racing was fantastic right from the start there.
Yeah, it's always really nice to see. Like I said earlier, everybody making it through safely. I don't like it being called a script because that implies that I've rigged the whole thing, which I assure everybody in here right now, there is nothing rigged about BSTV. Say it with me, Pete.
There is nothing rigged
about BSTV.
As you can tell from that, because that was unsynchronized completely. AI is dead, folks. This is all we've got. Okay, so let's have a look and see if any. Don't forget, we've got to vote for a driver of the meeting. I don't think that's going to be very easy because all the way through the field there's been really good performances. Right, let's have a look. Who can we grab first? Let's grab race 2 winner. Because he is in a completely different time zone to us. Logan McKenzie.
Hello, guys.
Hello. Well, let me find you on track first of all. Where are you? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're at the top. Why would you be at the top, Logan?
I'm not sure how that happened.
So, race 1, your last to first challenge, went really well. You got back through the field as far as 12th. Was that great fun? Because we were dropping in on you every so often just to see how many people you were overtaking each turn, weren't we, Jay? Was it 3 or 4? We weren't really sure. But it was dynamic and dramatic to watch. Was that great fun? Which was your favourite race? Race 1 or race 2?
That's tough. I'd probably have to say race 1. Race 1 was great because this is not a track where it's easy to overtake. I mean, most of the overtakes you see happen in turn 2. That's the hairpin up there. Beyond that, it's pretty difficult to get around someone. So, but the pace difference back there as I'm climbing through the field is great enough that I'm kind of forced to try different lines that I haven't tried before. So, you know, I'm going around the outside at turn 6, going up the inside at turn 7. I definitely went too wide in about every single corner.
Yeah.
Except for the penultimate one, because the last time we came here in the Alpha Touring Challenge, I punted someone off at the penultimate corner.
Ooh,
so
right.
I was careful with that one today.
Okay. But yeah, how far through the Alpha Touring Championship are you at the moment?
We're still waiting to start.
Oh, right.
August 4th is our kickoff date for
that's not far away.
season 15.
3 weeks, is it? 3 weeks? Something like that. Maybe 4.
Is it? Oh, summer's going way too fast.
Well, yeah, and it's a bit scorchio over the pond here at the moment, isn't it, Jay? We're quite sweaty, aren't we?
Very, very sweaty, very, very wet, and extremely moist.
Yes, moist is a feature, and of course we're both in the same room, so it's super sweaty at the minute. But yes, second race, you managed to, I'd say, slowly get to the front because Harry gave you a bit of a run, didn't he, for quite a long time there. You had to chase him down. You got past him eventually, and then it was pretty much yours. And you dominated it. You finished with 8 seconds in your pocket.
Yeah, race 2 was. I have to maybe apologize to Chris Needham for the start. Not that I really did anything to him, but I definitely flashed my lights at him because I just I got a mega start and then go up to turn 2, boxed in, and then boxed in, and then like the next 3 corners, and so I had to be really patient there at the start because I could have easily just bowled him over at any one of those points, and we're going too wide the whole time. So it's tough stuff on a track this tight. And then with Harry, I was surprised when he pitted. I'm always surprised when people pit that early.
Yeah, that was, we were surprised, weren't we, Jay?
Yeah, it seemed very like he only had the one car in front, and I think it was Paul who was in front, and I'm pretty sure Harry would have had the pace to get past him. He was probably Logan, just worried that any attempt he made on Paul, you'd have an answer to perhaps pull up alongside him or get past. So we've watched your own driver videos. We know how methodical you get with the pass, and we know that you do plan quite a few corners in advance. So maybe he was just trying to just didn't want any of that and just thought, you know what, I'll just pit. We know the pass is going to happen eventually, and we'll just take his race from there. And he got a pretty good position out of it. So although it was a bit early, he still ended up with a podium, didn't he? Actually, in the feature race.
Yeah, it gave him a chance to hold on to P2 without worrying about me or the lap traffic that I was dealing with.
Yeah, so in the end, it was a wonderful victory and a strong 12th place given the fact that you started in last place in the first race. Any other shout-outs you want to make other than shamelessly plug in ATC's start of season on the 4th of August?
I guess I will be shouting out Jay today for his fantastic work on the survey, which, if you haven't taken it, you should. But the survey for the touring car officials, trying to get those improved, get participation up. So he's done great work there. And shout out to Harry Fox because he had good pace today, and I was looking forward to scrapping with him a bit, but I understand why he pitted instead of losing time doing that.
Yeah, if you're after a signed naked photograph of Jay, I'm still waiting for mine, so thanking him as much as you want isn't going to get you a signed naked photograph any sooner. It's just not happening. Okay, in that case, we will hopefully look forward to seeing you this time next week. Where the hell are we? Anybody know? I'm that unprofessional, I've not even got a clue. We are at CTMP, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That is a lovely track, especially for TCRs. I like that track. How'd you go around there, Logan? It's obviously you don't have to travel quite as far. You don't have to get a plane over to the UK. You know, how does CTMP work for you?
It's I love the last sector especially, where the 3 corners sort of get smaller as you flow into each of them. It's great stuff. I wish we had the updated scan because we still have all grass runoff at the top of Moss Corner is tough.
Yes.
The version we have is very difficult.
Although
it's good track.
It's not the old grass though. It's not the fast grass, is it? It's
the that's true.
Yeah. It's the slower grass, let's say. But yeah, a remap of that track would be amazing. If you're listening to iRacing, which you're probably not, because they're all far too busy, like spending all their millions that they've got
on GT3s.
Spending it on GT3s. Yeah, absolutely right.
You just have to pray that Motorsport gets back on the truck calendar. Because if it's on a NASCAR schedule, they'll get it updated.
Yeah, totally right. Yeah, that's hilarious. In that case, we will look forward to seeing you racing with us this time next week. Logan McKinsey, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
He's a really nice guy, isn't he? I like him. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. Right, do you want to interview Mr. Morgan Butler, Jay? Would you like to have a go at that? Yeah, he finished second twice.
Sure,
you can't forget that. So into the booth for Jay's interviewing pleasure, Morgan Butler.
Hello.
Morgan, welcome in. How are you feeling after tonight? 2 second places. With a fantastic climb up the grid from 14th in the feature. What was your mindset going into tonight?
Send it, to be honest. But to be fair, that's kind of that's my mindset going into every single race I've ever done. So it doesn't really change.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, from 14th to second on the feature, it looked like there was a lot of sending there indeed. We will have to, as you're on the track, we'll have to get your opinion on this, but we need to find a way in our Heat 1 races of catching up to Greg DeFond. We need some ideas. Do you have
I've
anything in mind? Legal.
just got to lock. Just got to lock in. I know that because I know that the pace is there because I have the odd lap where I'm kind of there. So it's a case of just getting that consistently. Like I know that I can do it, and I know that there's definitely a few other drivers that can do it. I think it's just locking in. And the thing is, I just don't have enough time kind of through the week to put proper amounts of laps in. I don't know how many laps Greg's doing, granted, but I just don't have enough time to proper lock in and get the laps in. But yeah, the pace is there. I mean, either that or you could just put him in like the GR86 or something. I mean, it's
Oh,
up to you
that's an
guys.
idea. Oh, we'll have to.
Or the
Any
or the
suggestion?
Clio.
You know?
Clio could do.
Oh,
Jetta.
I
At least
mean,
it's front wheel drive, but if we give him like a 1 lap head start, I think that's fair enough. Or like half a lap at least.
can you imagine? I do what a 1 lap head start. Let's be honest, he will probably still win Heat 1. But
Depends which
Pete,
track.
true, Pete. We need to put that on the list.
Yeah.
Clio,
Yeah.
just Clio.
Yeah. Clio,
yes,
Clio on the Nürburgring.
Awesome
on the
stuff.
Nordschleife. Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, you know what? Every second that we talk about it, it's getting juicier and juicier. But we mustn't distract too much from it. So race number 2, 14th to second. Now you said earlier, just send it was pretty much the mindset going into it. Was there any moment in the race we saw you in quite a big battle with the best of the rest? Pretty much after Logan had managed to get a nice gap on there. How was it battling everybody on the characteristically quite hard to pass Brands Hatch?
I think. Well, I know that people say it's quite hard to pass, but I guess it depends how big your nuts are. I mean, in my opinion, you can overtake at any corner anywhere. It just depends how hard you want to go into the corner. So I think it's the back half's definitely harder to make a pass. So I think for me especially, I was just trying to be as patient as I can and just waiting for corners where I knew I can get either a better exit or where I can swing something around the outside, which I did a couple of times.
Yeah, no, nice. I agree with you on that one. The indie part of the layout is an absolute pleasure to drive, and it does present the best chances to get an overtake in. The second one, it's kind of unless somebody makes a real mistake or puts a foot on the grass, it's you got to really, like you say, be patient and try and
Yeah.
time your attacks whenever you can. Next week's track is probably a Canadian version of this track in Mosport Park. How do you drive around there? Like, are you pretty confident in it? Is it a track you've already done a fair few races on in the TCR?
I've done quite a lot of races, but it was a few years ago now. But I think the mantra for that one, and you may be expecting this one already, is just send it. I think all the corners it's a fun track. To be honest, I usually drive this car opposite lock most of the time, anyways. And around Mosport, it's opposite lock for 15, 20 seconds at a time. It's just great fun.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those where I feel, and you know what, that mantra, I'm just going to use it at work tomorrow. I'm just going to be in the office, and someone's going to ask me a question, like if I had to do something, I'm literally just going to say send it. I'll let
Well,
you lot know next week.
Depends what that is. Don't get them sending anything that they shouldn't.
Oh
Just,
yeah, if
just
it's
in
like
case.
emails or work my way, I'm just going to. In fact, I could say I'll just say send it elsewhere, and
Yeah, because
I'll let people know next week.
You can't say, Jay, we've got all this work. You might have to do some overtime tonight, a couple of hours. You can't reply, just send it. How
Unless
else? You're gonna fit in less TCR officials if you have to do overtime.
This
You
is
know what's
true,
more important?
but I could always say, you see the lack of zeros on my salary for the year. You know, want to see those spare ones? Send it,
Yeah,
and mate, you know,
exactly. And the
yeah,
thing is, who needs that extra money when you've got Honda Civic TCRs? You know, if in life, if you had to choose one, it's Civic TCR every time for me.
Pete, this is dangerous. He's saying the exact right things to get straight into my heart. He just needs to mention lasagna, and he's already got 1 foot in. But right, anyway, before this gets
Ooh,
hot and steamy and after
sorry,
hours,
lasagna.
anybody want to give a? I love lasagna. Anybody want to give anyone you want to give a lasagna to? Sorry, anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight? Any shout outs tonight? I'm getting flustered.
Just Andy Shield, team principal. Basically, the entire mantra of Send It is that I don't want to be beaten by him. That's the only reason that I'm driving as quick as I am, and it's the only reason I'll ever drive as quick as I'm driving, is to make sure I'm not beaten by him. Because I can't stand it when he beats me, because I never hear the end of it.
That's completely fair. I get where you're coming from. Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Morgan, thank you so much for your time tonight. Congratulations on the 2 lots of second places. And, well, hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Oh, that is one thing I'll shout out. Shout out to you boys for the broadcasts as well. Some brilliant viewing when I'm sat at work with nothing to do, just pulling it up and just having a watch of that instead.
What do you do for a living? Because I need your job.
Well, look, I mean, I shouldn't be doing it, but, you know, it's never stopped me.
You're a porn star, are you?
Yeah, but it does make it quite difficult on set. So, like Morgan, you're gonna
our voices surely raise the mood a bit more. We're like audible fluffers.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan, I'll never say that again.
We needed you in the bed an hour ago. She's still waiting there. It's like, give me a minute. I'm listening to Jay and Pete. Give me a minute. I've got more important things on.
Whoa! BSTV on. Park it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, listen, she can figure it out herself. There's plenty of stuff in there. I'm watching TCRs. Give me a minute.
Oh my god.
Pete, please finish.
We're getting shut down. Oh dear. Brilliant. I think driver of the meeting caliber right there. Oh, thank you, Morgan. You made my night.
Take care, Morgan.
You guys too.
That was
How are we gonna
brilliant.
beat that?
We're not. That's it. We're done. That's it. Check out. Oh.
I'm never saying those words again.
Oh my god, my sides are
Audible
killing me. Audible fluff. What is that?
That is a shirt. That is a shirt.
Dear.
Get out of the Under Armour.
Right,
Which, by the way, guys, make sure you buy the merch.
Oh my word. Okay. Well, Jamie Wilson's going to have some sort of challenge
Jamie,
to beat
didn't
that
see you
interview.
there.
Good God above. Welcome to the booth, Jamie
God.
Wilson.
Hello, I wasn't listening, so
Oh, were you not? Oh, dear.
no.
Hope for the best.
Rewind that one.
Crying.
Oh, dear God.
Actually crying.
Oh, who knew Morgan was so funny? So, how are your wrists?
Warm.
I bet they are, yeah. What temperature you got?
In this room, it's 28.3 right now. It was
Yeah,
about
keep-
29 when it was going.
Yeah, keep that. I've got lovely, balmy, because this is warm for the north. 14 degrees. Oh dear, brilliant. So yeah, I was asking how your wrists were because that was in the second race, save of the century. How did you
that one,
not go piling into paddock, nose first into a wall? Because you were fully sideways coming around the last turn.
Yeah, no, I had a couple of adventures along those lines. Receiving end of some of other people's arguments, basically.
Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So there's 2 occasions through there. I think one was with Andy Shield and I want to say Greg Defron.
Yeah, I think it was.
Who was ahead of him.
Yeah.
And I was there on the inside and he managed to pit move himself on me, and I'm like, well, I can't disappear. And the other one was then, when was it Tony Walker?
Came across the front of your car.
He just came. Well, he came across. I think he came across Jaden's.
Yes.
And then that sort of accelerated him towards me. I had no chance to react to it. I was just like, oh yeah, you two have your argument on the outside. I'm just gonna, through on the inside against both of you. And then, I had the side of Tony Walker's sort of door in my face at that point. And then, unfortunately, he sort of bounced off the wall and gave me a secondary hit, which then led to the sideways.
Right, okay, yeah. So, that one obviously came out of stage left, and I'm sure it was quite a big surprise to you, because you wouldn't have seen much of that, although you are the yard up, so...
yeah, I didn't really have great peripheral vision over on the left to see it start. I just was presented with the car in front of me, and then there were some expletives.
Along the lines of "Oh drat."
Yes, drat, and double drat.
Yeah.
Catch the pigeon, etc. But
Yeah.
the yeah, no, and then it was just a case of put all the lock in it, put 200% throttle,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then prepare for some ninja moves to get the lock off when it's straightened up.
Yeah. I don't know how you managed to get the shake out of the car because that tail was wagging really badly. I suppose in the TCI you just floor the gas, don't you, and it pulls itself
Yeah,
straight. But
you do, but you have to be quick to get the lock back off because it can grip up and then spit you out the other way if you're not careful. That almost happened to me with the Phillip Island one.
oh
in
yeah,
pit
yeah,
stop car.
yeah, yeah. Pit stop car.
I just about had a white line width to save me on that one. So
Yeah. That was one of the best saves I've seen. That one.
it was certainly entertaining to drive after that tonight because it didn't like turning right, which is not what you want a Brands Hatch, but it was great at turning left.
Oh, wicked. Well, let's see how many overtakes you did on left-hand turns. But yeah, first race, third, so a podium finish in your class, 9th place overall. That's good. I think you were podiumed on the second race. Maybe not.
I can't remember.
Carl,
Maybe not
then
after
Chris, then Jaden. So you were 4th.
Okay.
So just outside the podiums on that second one. But you must have enjoyed that, right? Because that was just immense. From a viewer's perspective, that was brilliant.
Yeah, this place does just generate really good racing.
Yeah.
It can be difficult to pass. There's common complaint about bloody every track, but you have to work for it and put pressure on people to make mistakes.
Isn't that what racing's all about?
Exactly. That's the point. And try and engineer an opportunity. The best pass I've ever done on anyone ever in my entire iRacing career was here, albeit on the Indy circuit.
Okay.
It was against Carl, and it was just in a practice session. But it was one of the best, if not the best pass ever.
Right.
He will remember that as well. If you're listening, Carl, you remember that one. I just absolutely threw it up the inside at the last corner, like impossible move. But I still think about it now, and it was like 4 years ago or something.
Right. Okay. Well, if you've got it, put it in a little snippet, and we'll chuck it at the old YouTube channel because I think that's worth a watch. If someone like yourself, who's raced in 1 million races with us, if that's your memorable move around this track, let's get that on there. If other people have got memorable moves, then send them in.
Yeah,
we'll
I think it is 7 figures.
Channel. Yeah,
just
yeah.
like your bank balance.
Mine? You're kidding, aren't you? It's got a little line in front of it. What does that mean? But yeah, great racing. We go to CTMP next time. That I like that track. I think that's got. Jay actually said the right things in the previous interview. It's like the Canadian version of Brands Hatch in a lot of ways.
Kind of. For me, Mosport, because it's been out for forever, quite 2010, 2009 maybe. It's one of very early iRacing after public sort of tracks. I've done a lot on it over the years, and it's, for me, it's going to sound like sacrilege at first, but bear with me. It's a bit like Watkins in that it's really good if you're racing someone there.
Yeah.
But for me, if you get split off the pack or something, and you're just kind of lapping and you're in a big void and no one around you, then for me it just sort of drags a bit. And 40-minute race, if you end up in an instant early on, it feels like a 4-hour race by the end of it.
Yeah, I think Tony Klusterman just mentally karate chopped you across the throat, but we'll
I mean, yeah, but I can. Yeah, but he doesn't like Spa. So.
No, he doesn't. No. He absolutely despises it. Actually,
which is the same. Actually, his argument against Spa is exactly what I just said about Mosport. So, do they cancel each other out?
I think probably, yeah.
There's some argument arithmetic there, algebra there that works it out.
Yeah. But yeah, I found tonight's pair of races, particularly around that massive group that you seem to be in for both races, massively entertaining. Your capture of that car, it could have easily been curtains. was remarkable. So you've clearly got the control of that Audi under wraps. Do you reckon we'll ever see your teammate back in this series, or is he completely wedded to other things right now?
Oh, he just takes a break from TCR now and again. He did for a year or two before.
He did, yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
yeah. No, he's we're doing actually a couple of other random things. We did the production car challenge sort of endurance race at Monza combined
Oh,
last
that's
Friday.
brave.
That is mental. That's the one with
I'll
the
have
oval
to-
circuit, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
It was
I like that version. That's good.
absolutely mental. I did record some footage and I did clip some stuff out. I might post it in the
Yeah,
channel.
do
But
it,
including a philosophical question, which will
Oh.
make sense when you see it.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So we might be, doing that sort of thing, and then obviously waiting for the V8s to start again. Then that'll be his focus.
Yeah, I got a podium finish on that version of that circuit in Dallara's, and I'm not unconvinced that you weren't part of that race. What was his name? There was a whole load of drivers. Ran out of
Is that
fuel.
one of the classic
Yeah,
IndyCar
classic-
series
classic-
when you guys
classic
did that?
IndyCar.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
before my time. Then
Is
I
it?
started
Oh.
mid 2019. I started
Right.
in that.
Well, everybody ahead of me kind of ran out of fuel, and because I can't count, I overfueled the car and ended up on the podium. It was brilliant. That was the only reason that I got a podium that day. But yes, anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you guys as usual for all the stuff. I don't need to explain it. Everyone can see all the hard work going on. And I want to shout out, because I often like to just shout out someone that's just doing really well. I'm going to shout out Jaden Scotton, because I thought he drove really well. Because certainly in race 1, when I was behind him, I was driving the absolute proverbials off the car, and I could barely keep up with him. Boy has some pace.
Right, okay. Well, and he finished ahead of you in the second race as well, so you're right, he's got some good spheres, hasn't he?
That's good.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
What, crystal balls, like,
Yeah, of course.
Mystic Meg.
Obviously.
Septic peg.
No, well said. Good shout out. Any others?
I can't think of anyone else's balls
Excellent.
to compliment, no.
Oh, okay. In that case, we will look forward to seeing you at Mosport, probably after a tussle with Tony Klusterman.
After a shower as well.
And that, yeah, many, probably.
Shout out to Betty Swallow.
Yeah, she's in full force this week in the UK and in Europe, where it's even hotter than it is here. But no, great racing this evening, very entertaining, and we look forward to exactly the same. Don't let us down. At Mosport this time next week, Jamie Wilson, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Fantastic interview as ever. Right, do you want to? I'm going to swap it up each time. Do you want to interview your racer, Mr. Chesney Vandenbroek?
Sure, why not?
It seems reasonable that you do that. Does he owe you any panels on the car? I'm not sure. That was more for Jaden, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've been given a message in the team chat saying I need to apologise for blaming him for an incident that an opponent has apologised profusely for. I just replied, which one?
Brilliant, awesome. But into the booth is Chesney Vandenbroek for your interview. Pleasure, Jay.
Fantastic. Chesney, welcome yet again to the booth. How are you feeling about tonight? Some an interesting end to the second race, but we'll talk about the first one to begin with. Started in 29th, finished in 29th, but every time we saw your car, it was locked in a battle, chasing Chris Dixon, David Ayres alike. You had Dietmar around you as well. So, race 1. How was you feeling? Was you still getting used to the track, or was you just out there having fun with everybody else?
The first half of the track of the race, I was still getting used to it, but then when I could follow Chris and the rest, I learned. I got it very quickly. So I noticed I was getting faster, but Brands Hatch is reasonably narrow, so I couldn't get by it. And also I was getting stutters So
Oh, okay.
so yeah, just kept behind and just made sure I could finish my race.
Well, you did that very well. Like I say, you started 29th, you finished 29th. So if anybody else was making a mistake, then you were right there in the right position, ready to take advantage whenever that happened. Race 2, you were doing pretty well. I saw you were climbed quite a few positions to begin with. What happened in the end? Did you say your monitor went off, or was there more stutters?
First, during the whole race, I had this, I was getting 1 second stutters actually. But what was happening, my cable that gave power to my wheel became loose.
Oh no.
And just at, I believe it was at turn 6, just behind turn 6, I noticed, I heard the window sound of disconnecting. So I was trying to fix it while driving, but it just went dead at start time. And I felt really bad about it, but because I had a fun battle with fire and was catching up to Chris. So I was going to use Renee to get more speed, so I could go to Chris and maybe have one last battle with him. Well, I had to find the moments, but it couldn't happen. So
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, and well, just got to make sure that that cable's properly plugged in for next time. Next week we're at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Is it a track you have raced much on before, or are you going to be learning it for the first time for next week?
like usual, never driven it.
Fair enough. This whole league's going to be an adventure for you. Then it's a very nice flowing track. It does have its little tight moments, but it's fantastic for battling other people. So if you, I know you for a couple of weeks and months now. I know you do like battling other people and racing around in packs. So I think Canadian Tire you will absolutely love it, and hopefully we get to see you next week for that one. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out for tonight?
Fi, Chris, the rest of the pack actually, so everyone actually, especially Marius. He had an accident in the first lap, but he stayed with us from his pool. And Jaden, of course, he did a massively good race. So he's the one carrying us. And you, of course, our evil boss.
Evil boss, P. That's
I wholly support that comment. Yeah, I'm not arguing with it.
uh,
Uh,
I'll
but
try to do better, I suppose.
I'm looking forward to see the broadcast again, so so I
There
can
was
listen to it all.
there was some good moments for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time tonight, Chesney. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for Canadian Tire. Ladies and gentlemen, Chesney Vanderbroek. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
Evil
guy.
boss.
Evil
Evil
boss.
boss.
You got called evil boss. Absolutely. Right.
Conspiracy.
Next up, right, I'm going to bring in, and not in her usual interview spot, Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Good evening.
Right, where are you in the standings? Having to scroll up. Why am I finding you in the second race in 21st place, up 12 places, Fee?
Because I had a good week last week. You took that result off me.
Yes, I did. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, race 2 last week. You did
Fair.
all right. You've done it without the need for any technical glitches this week. So race 1 never happened unless you had lots of fun in it, because you had a bit of an incident, didn't you?
Yeah, on the start line with my new teammate.
Yes, with Ronan. Yeah.
He's learned the result, mate.
Yeah, too right. Here's the baptism of fire, son, that you didn't realise you were just jumping into. But yeah, and then race 2. What? How? What? Why are you in 21st? What is going on?
I don't know. I've got a brilliant launch. I think I passed half a dozen cars going up to turn 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Then I got to Druids and people was all over the place, so I got past a load more and just managed to keep my pace up and hang on to it.
Oh, I could hear the Benny Hill music playing in the background. It was brilliant. It was, yeah, unbelievable race performance tonight. I know you like this track because I think you said that last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, seriously though, up 12 places, proper overtakes and that, because we watched 2 of them, which was really good, like really good.
I think when we're doing these races, we should get a point to place your game.
We did that in a series once. It was before BSTV actually. It was in Dilligaff. We used to award points in a classic IndyCar series for overtakes as well, which we had to ditch in the end because we ended up with, what was his name? He almost he almost won the series just by overtaking everybody. And Logan had run away with it in this one, wasn't he? Because he was doing a last to first challenge. But yeah, you did remarkably well in that second one. Next week we go to Mosport. That's, some people love it, and most people hate turn 2 and 3, which is that long left-hander where I end up in the right-hand wall over the grass, or used to when the grass was the super fast grass that you know, iRacing got rid of. How'd you go at Mosport?
I love Mosport. It's one of the American Canadian tracks that I do like really well. I've always gone well there. It was home to when I won my AM-class championship in British sim races. I did it on that track, so it's got special memories for me.
Right, okay. Good. I like that, yeah. It's always good to go to a track that's got special memories in the bank, as it were. You know, you're able to race this full season, aren't you? Because there's no ice hockey until September-ish.
I'll be missing the week of the 26th of July. It's my birthday and retirement age on the 26th. So
right.
I'm going on the River Trent for a week, so I'll be missing that week. But other than that, I'll be here.
Yeah, Jay, I didn't realise people could retire at 25 years old.
Yeah, it must be a really good job.
Brilliant job. I mean, it's fantastic.
That's all the money result pay me, you say.
Well, results like, no pun intended, but the results you've given tonight, then yeah, it's money well spent.
Absolutely, too right. In that case, is there anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start your practice racing for Mosport?
Special shout out to Sir Alan. He's been on the result Facebook chat and said well done Fee for race 2, so big shout out to him. Welcome to the team to Ronan and everybody who's took part, you and Jay for your great streaming as always, and yeah, everybody who's watched us.
Great stuff. In that case, we will look forward to seeing you getting better than 12 places up the field at Mosport, and you know, doing one better than Brands Hatch. This time next week, Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Right, let's bring in next. Who should we bring in next? It's got to be Chris, hasn't it? Yeah, Chris. Let's go and get Chris Dixon. Do you want to interview Chris, or do you want me to?
Can do if you
Yeah.
you can if you want.
Okay.
I'll come in every now and then with a
An intelligent,
audience
witty
track
comment or something like that.
maybe.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the booth, Chris Dixon.
Good evening.
Good evening. We've made many comments tonight about the change of paint seems to have made you faster.
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
No.
Jay, probably.
But
You know,
no, just safer, I think.
safer. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what you did there. Like what you did. So in the first race this evening, you followed probably the most annoying race that this league has known for quite a long time. David Ayres over the line. Your teammate, I should point out. He snatched your podium away, in my opinion, whilst flashing his lights. In the second race tonight, he was he still ahead of you? I can't remember.
No, he
No,
was
he's
too
behind you. Yeah. See, that's what happens. And you didn't quite. Oh, no, you did get a podium finish, didn't you, in the second one? Because Deck was the first one, then you, then Fee.
Is Deck definitely an am?
I think so, yeah.
Because we keep getting told he's not.
Is he not? Hang on, let me go and check the website. Give me a minute. Just.
He's
calm
on the
down.
he's on the web. No, on the website he is on down as an am, but
Yeah.
last season
I'm
he
sure
was
he
a
was
pro
a
am.
pro-am last
Was
season,
he?
but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Did I
Yeah,
relegate-
he was
did-
definitely.
Did I relegate him?
I think we've had this conversation, but I
Have
can't
we?
remember if we had it
Well, I mean, it makes no
before or
difference.
after
But
Watkins.
Watkins.
That
All right.
dominated everything.
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
honest.
So you're right, yeah. Okay. Pete may not have learnt his lesson from that, so we'll take it offline. Pretend this conversation never happened, and if he appears in Pro Am next week, it's not because of this conversation. Understood? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Because that would put you top of the pile, wouldn't it?
oh yeah, it would give me a win, and it'd give me a third in the first race.
Yeah. We'll have to review that and see what happens.
Well, yeah, I've got no complaints if he has been dropped down. That's fine. It's
Well, it
good to
gives you
race with
someone
him.
to chase, isn't it?
I had a good battle with him in the second
Yeah.
race and held him for a good few laps. And then when he got me, that was it. He just gradually pulled away, but yeah, he's a little bit quicker than me.
He's literally on the stream, isn't he? Racing you at the minute on the replay. So yeah, you know, whatever you've been doing in the off season, which was the pit stop cup, it's working for you because you're definitely avoiding the incidents, finishing the races higher up, and showing the rest of AM how it's done. Really, I'm amazed. Honestly, I think it's a real transition.
Yeah, I'm trying the fuel save a little bit, which then obviously on the second race I can go a bit longer, which I was trying at the back end of last season, and I'm getting it a little bit, but not great. But the other thing is the racecraft and knowing who's around you. Like when the front runners come up, I'd give them room. Michael got me going onto the back straight, and he had the run. I just stayed on line, and he got me before we even got to the breaking point. But the other three behind, he just shot it up the inside, and I saw him coming and thought, oh, I better give him room. Then next thing, he just nudged me off the track and carried on, and then they all come together on the start-finish line, and I just took avoiding action and went off. But yeah, I think that's sort of where the improvements come with the racecraft and knowing who to race and who to let past, and yeah. So.
Okay, no, that's good. It's every day is a school day, is the saying. So learning from those experiences is important. We go to Mosport next. Jay described it very well in a different interview as being the Canadian version of this in many ways, of Brands Hatch in many ways. Do you think that's right? Because I do. I think you've got Moss Corner, which is a real heavy braking zone. It feels off camber, it's uphill, but everything else on that track does have a reminisce effect of Brands Hatch. Do you like that track?
I haven't been there much, to be honest.
Oh.
But it is pretty similar in that it's you've got like the S's and that, and it's all quite quick. So yeah, it does resemble Brands Hatch a bit, I think.
And do you like it though?
Yeah, it's not a bad track. I don't dislike any though, so I just like being on track. So
right.
Yeah.
Surely, like, which track don't I like? Let me think. I'll come back to that. But yeah, there's everybody's got a track they don't like. Red Bull Ring really pees me off at times, but never mind. We'll come back to that on another day. But yeah, anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your podium finish? And a remarkable pair of performances.
Yeah, I enjoyed tonight. Some good racing, some good defending as well. And I had Roger behind me for quite a bit, and he was like, "Don't let me past. Just keep going." And don't. Had a good battle. So, but yeah, I'd like to thank yourselves as usual for putting the stream on, and obviously all the drivers for turning up and racing, and everyone for watching. But mainly the team. Always come together and obviously share setups, and I mean it's not just the team, some of the other drivers do as well. Paul does and Rob does, but yeah, basically everybody that's been on tonight. So.
Yeah, no, all good stuff, and we look forward to seeing you and the other safeguard cars. Probably not David Ayres, because I like my retinas, intact. This time next week at Mosport. Chris Dixon, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Always a nice interview with Chris. And what time have we got on here? We've got just enough time for a very quick chat with Paul Hurley. Good evening to Paul Hurley. Good evening.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Let me find you on track so that people know which car it is we're talking about. Race 1. Let me go and find Race 1's result.
Well,
what was it?
once Dick gets put where he should be, I won, I think.
Yeah. Second person that's voting for that one, I think. So yeah, you were second in class on the finishing order as it stands currently. I've been noted that Dick was in Pro-Am last season, so I'll go and review that. So it might be...
He didn't finish last in Pro-Ams, put it that way. He was
right.
fifth, I think.
He was what?
Fifth over the season.
Was he?
So I did, yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay.
It's up to you guys. He beat Pete Newman in the wet, didn't he? Ran Nürburgring combined. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think I went off his I rating, which is pretty similar to
But
yours.
he doesn't do officials.
No, he doesn't do officials. He's a bit like Jamie Jeffrey. Okay, leave that with me, and I'll see what I'm going to do with that.
Leave him in. It's a challenge, but
yeah,
I don't think I'll beat him.
If you finish
he's faster.
Yeah, if you finish fifth, that's going to be like a pretty big challenge. But anyway, we'll discuss that off air, and I'll sort something out with that, I'm sure. So yeah, it's you've the first race, really polished performance, absolutely. Some big names followed you across that line. When I say big, David Ayres is just quite large physically, and can't get his hands off the flashy button. And yeah, there's some other big names that have been ahead of you in the past. In the second race, it was a bit of a bumpy one, wasn't it, at times?
Traded man tonight after the second race. I
Yeah.
got a 40-second penalty entering the pits, and I was ahead of Dick. I wasn't very happy with myself there.
So was that
just two wheels on the AstroTurf? On the pit. It's a horrible pit entrance. It's a horrible pit exit.
Yeah, we did discuss it. So it was on the way in. You took.
I was looking at. I looked down to my pit limiter, and then I looked up at the speed I was going, and it's my own fault.
You were speeding?
No. I was just making sure I wasn't speeding. But in the space of that sort of split second, I just didn't slow enough and turn. It's my fault, but I'm really annoyed with myself because I should have comfortably took the second race in the arms.
Okay, got you now.
And I didn't.
Yeah, it is a challenging pit lane entry. We discussed it before any of the races started. You're coming around that corner at a right rate of knots.
Yeah.
You're trying to focus on not crossing that white line. We saw more than one incident, didn't we, Jay, where there was a car on the inside of the pitting car, and it nearly caused some big accidents. So,
well, you need to announce you're pitting in that case, obviously.
But in hang on though, in real life you don't do that. You can't stick your head out the window and shout to the car on the inside, "Excuse me, sir, would you mind very awfully if I could pit the car, please?" That doesn't happen.
then
I'll
maybe you
try
need to
it.
take an extra lap.
Jay says he'll try it.
Yeah.
Hand signals, Jay. Hand
Yeah,
signals.
stick a hand out the window. You sorted, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, but what would
Yeah.
the hand signal be? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, there'd be less than 3 fingers.
Number
in
one.
it. Yeah. That was a funny bit of touring car footage, wasn't it? Back in the day where he was shouting, "He wants to be number one." No, he doesn't, mate. No, he doesn't.
They did it again at the Daytona this year.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh yes, yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get the shirt if I can. It's brilliant.
Right. Okay.
I know the one. I know it's the BTCC race you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
BTCC,
I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Murray Walker saying it as well, right?
Yeah. Brilliant,
Classic.
legendary little bit of footage. I think.
But yeah, I had some great. Sorry.
Sorry, no, I was going to say I think Jamie Wilson's got it on repeat on his PC. Sorry, what were you going to say, Paul?
I was just saying, I really enjoyed the races. I had some great battles with Roger, with Euro, all through the field with guys I'm not necessarily always competing against, and I'm just frustrated because probably one of my stronger tracks, and it's just annoying.
Well, you've got Mosport next week, which is not too dissimilar. You've got to manage Moss Corner, but other than that, it should be a similar flow. I don't know how many times you've raced there.
I've bought it, but I've never driven it. So.
Oh dear. I mean, you'll do fine. It's dead easy, isn't it, Jay? It'll be like a hand into a lovely velvet glove.
Well, so watch Jay's guide beforehand.
Why would you not? Why would anybody not watch them?
No, my own team doesn't. It seems so.
Oh dear.
But, yeah, some people don't like Brands Hatch. I mean, compare it to something like Watkins Glen, and it's a million times better.
Yeah, shots fired, I suppose, for some people. But,
Got to wind Jay. Got to wind Jay up.
I love both.
They are great tracks, both of them, absolutely. But you're definitely coming on leaps and bounds. That second race, 25th out of 35. You know, 10 places up from the horrible end of the field, and you know, featuring
10 places to it, but then mess up the pits. So.
Well, you would have been. What would you have been? 40 seconds up the road from where you finished. So give me a minute.
Yep.
So you'd have been.
I'd like to be in at least in the top 20.
You would, yeah. I think you'd have been 19th, if my maths is right.
I would have been ahead of Deck.
Yeah. Oh no. In that case, you'd have been 18th. You wouldn't have quite been on Eura's time, but you'd have definitely been on Derek's. So yeah, you'd have been way higher up. So great performance, I have to say. Hopefully, hopefully you can replicate that at Mosport.
Well, it's a long season, isn't it? So
it's massive. Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts, and lesson learned there. Really, I didn't practice a pit stop because I thought I don't need to practice a pit stop here. Obviously, I did.
No, you really do. And pretty much every track, unless it's like straight in, straight out. This one's a challenge. It really is. Even leaving this one, if you leave it into traffic, it's a horrible, horrible place to re-enter the track. Oh yeah.
It really is. It really is. But sometimes it's like, well, what do? You're got to break and wait. Oh, you could.
I find that if you close your eyes and pray, then that kind of works 50% of the time. I'm gonna go 40%. 40% of the time, closing your eyes and praying, it just works. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, to Euro and to Roger. I really enjoyed the fight. Just everyone really. I thought the racing overall was very clean. There wasn't a huge amount of incidents. Logan for coming from last to 12th in the first race.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Yeah, he's on a different level.
Yeah, he is.
Don't put him in AMS.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very quick. Yeah, Wobbly and Stephen was missing tonight. That would have been interesting.
Too hot in Holland. That's what that is.
Is it?
Oh, it's 36 degrees or something.
It's not far off here.
Well, in where I live, it's only like 14 or something.
Is it? Where do you live? Out of Hebrides or something?
Stockton. So, County Durham.
Oh.
It's a bit north of where you are.
Anywhere north of the M25 is north, so.
Yeah. So funny. Watford Gap. Nothing exists north of Watford Gap. But yeah,
It does. Every time I've been north every time I've been to the north, I've loved it. It's great, North England.
right,
Very
okay.
nice, very friendly people.
Yeah, you didn't
As
come
opposed to
anywhere
living
near
in
me.
London.
Oh dear, hilarious. Well, if you are up here, look me up. I'll get you drunk. But yeah,
Well,
we'll.
I'll buy you a pint without expecting one back. Like, what is it at the start?
Yeah, I'm not paying. I'm not paying your prices for beer. Good grief. Eight,
No,
£8 a pint or whatever it is, not a chance.
some places, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely obscene. Anyway, we look forward to seeing you, Paul Hurley, this time next week at Mosport, because you'll have thousands of laps under your belt and have watched Jay's track guides.
And practice the pit lane entry.
And practice
Yes.
the pit lane. And you need to at that track, because that is evil. That is an
Is it worse
evil.
than this one?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's similar to Road Atlanta.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's a nice tight turn for you.
It really is. And at speed, yeah. No
Oh,
thanks.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. You'll see what we mean. It's fine. It's fine. The pain goes away eventually. In that case, we'll see you this time next week.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Thanks for hosting and a commentary and a feed. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Paul Hurley, everybody.
Okay, good night.
Yeah, I just realised I didn't give him a chance to thank anybody. Anyway, driver of the meeting, Jay. Driver of the meeting. I think my two standout drivers, because I've been thinking about this a while, my two standout drivers, Morgan, because he got 2 second places. That is the most rounded performance we've got here tonight. Sorry, 3 drivers. Harry, excuse me, Harry for, best in Logan for so many laps right at the front of the field in the second race. And I really like what Jaden Scotton did tonight. That was a very, very polished performance from Mr. Scotton. He was in that melee of cars in both races and got good results in both. So, my vote is going to go Jaden's way tonight. I'm voting for one of your boys. I think he's just done sensationally well. He's got 2 top 10s, an 8th, I think it was, and a 10th. Maybe it wasn't an 8th. Maybe it was something else.
Yeah, it was 8th first.
Oh, was it? Right, okay.
You got it right. You got it right.
Wow, I've got something right, folks. Mark this day in your calendars, right? Because this may never happen again. But yeah, Jaden Scotton for me. I'm going to go and place that point myself now while Jay thinks desperately about what he's going to vote for. Because this is, honestly, this gets more and more difficult every time you try and do it. And of
Really
course,
does.
website's forgotten who the hell I am, so I'm going to have to put my own password back in again. Right, Jaden. So, who's your vote going to? Do you
Right,
know?
I'm glad. Yes.
Oh, right,
I'm glad you said Jaden, because I think it would have, after my comments earlier about BSTV definitely not being rigged, it would have been a little bit rigged had I voted for someone from my own academy team. So I think just for, like you said, just such a rounded number of results tonight, plus that interview, it's my stomach's hurting. There's a single tear of laughter going down my face. It's I'm gonna have to go with Morgan.
Yeah, that was definitely my second. There was not much in it, to be honest. That was one of the funniest interviews I've done for a very, very long time. Absolutely sensational, that was. So funny. And thanks, Morgan, because that was brilliant. CTMP this time next week. Mosport this time next week, folks. That one's going to be a spectacle for all sorts of different reasons. Moss Corner is almost unique. I don't know another corner that has that kind of series of elements to it. You'll see what I mean when we get there. It's been a brilliant evening of racing, so much better than last week's debacle with the technical issues. I think, don't forget to visit the online shop. All payments gratefully received, because we don't do this for any kind of profit. We just do this as enthusiasts. I think I wrote that into a message to the community recently on another topic. It's something that we enjoy doing. It's not something we do for some sort of business. But yeah, get yourself some merchandise. It gives us a few quid to spend on some additional technology somewhere along the route to make your viewing pleasure just that little bit better. Thanks to everybody that watched tonight, everybody that raced. Obviously, you made this such a great week. Thanks to you, Jay, for joining me in the booth again. Your insights, your inputs, absolutely brilliant. Thanks to Alan, who was contributing all the way through that, and to Sam, who sweated his way through some comments in the chat. It being very, very hot over on the continent right now, and I do pity them because it's actually cooled down in the UK, and it's still warm here. But yes, thanks everybody. Stay safe. I'll hand you over to Jay for his goodbyes, and I'll see you all this time next week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much, and massive thank you to you, Pete, for all the work that you do for BSTV. It does not go unnoticed by the whole community, and to the community as well, whether you're chatting in the chats, you're just lurking, or you're using us for an audible fluffer. We need to get that onto a t-shirt. Massive thank you to you all as we travel across the ocean from Brands Hatch to the land of Timbits and maple syrup. We'll go over to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Fantastic track. And if you haven't already, thumbs up the stream. Stop it, Pete. I can hear you in the background. I'm cracking up. Thumbs up the stream, subscribe, check out the Discord, and all the links which are underneath in the stream. I'll see you all in Canada.
Oh dear. Sam's going to make you a t-shirt of that on the website, on the merch site. Oh, that's class. Night, everybody.